wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
she uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
So close, you can almost smell the weekend. Happy Thursday, everybody. Heidi Glaus here with Josh Gilbert, Bob Ramsey, and we have got a packed show for you. First up at 3:30, Max Voisey is going to join us. Of course, I've been out of the conversation for a couple of weeks because I was on vacation, and how appropriate that today we're going to talk about vacation movies. Mm-hmm. So,
do you think that was just by chance, Heidi?
No, Josh, I do not.
All right.
I think it is very well played. So looking forward to that conversation. We're also going to talk to a jewelry maker here in St. Louis. She makes really amazing jewelry. It's called Balsachar Jewels, and she's having a show tied in with St. Louis Fashion Week tomorrow night. So she's going to join us, and we'll talk about how this all got started and an interesting connection she has to Buffalo Bill. So that's coming up at 3:50. In the 4 o'clock, Alex Stone will join us. The World Cup has begun. And, of course, games are here in the States. So what does security look like in L.A.? What are the extra measures they're going through? We'll talk about that. And speaking of the World Cup, we're going to talk to Mr. Soccer himself, kind of what he's looking for. Is he disappointed in the way ticket sales have gone? Because a lot of the headlines are about how there's still a lot of tickets up for grabs. Mm-hmm. And we'll also find out who he is looking at to maybe win the whole thing. That's coming up. Are you into the World Cup? Let us know on the KTRS text line 84126. Do you care, or is it just kind of, I'll tell you what was exciting. Last night's NBA game. I do not usually watch the NBA, but that game was amazing. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We'll also got a little bit of sports in here today. This is interesting. We're going to talk to the editor-in-chief of college football coverage for The Athletic. This whole Brendan Sorsby gambling story is making people go crazy, it seems.
Me included.
Yeah, the fallout now among the Big 12 and other conferences, and now how the Texas Attorney General is even getting into this, what seems like a mud fight to me, just a lot of slinging. But does he have any power? And does the NCAA have any power anymore? Because it seems like it really doesn't. So we'll have that conversation. We'll also check in with Jordana Miller, who's in Jerusalem. Right now there's breaking news that President Trump is considering a deal. Says he's going to sign it. He says it's a conceptual deal, but we'll get the latest with Jordana at about 5:30. We've got some entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms. Are you guys excited about the World Cup?
I am. And it seems like it kind of snuck up on. We've been talking about it forever, but it feels like it snuck up on us. Oh, it's today. And the U.S.'s first game is tomorrow night.
I don't know how you say it snuck up. It's everywhere. When we were in Seattle, which is one of the host cities, they had kind of painted every single team's flag like under the monorail, which looked really cool. But I feel like we've been talking about the World Cup coming for years, and it's finally here. Somebody on the text line says soccer stinks. I mean, St. Louis is a big soccer city.
Well, I tell you, some people just don't like soccer. That's okay, but to try and deny that it's a critical piece of the sports fabric of our community, you'd just be wrong. I'm not saying you have to like it. Like what you like. I don't care. But it is, there's no doubt in the sports landscape of St. Louis, it is an integral thread that goes through the history of sports in our town.
Yeah.
I'll say this: that Nations Cup or whatever the thing is that the hockey was doing. Last year, 2
Four
years
Nations.
ago. I wasn't interested in it, and you know what? Guess what? By the end, I was totally locked and loaded. So maybe the fact that it's being played here in the United States.
First time in 32 years?
1994.
Yeah,
We're
something
sharing
like
it, sort of sharing it with Mexico and Canada.
Yeah.
We have the most host cities, but maybe by the time this thing really gets up and running, I remember a couple years ago, 10, 15 years ago, when the United States men's team did a really good run, and Tim Howard was the goalie. And, Landon Donovan, and they went to the knockout rounds, got beat by Belgium, watched the game downtown at Ballpark Village. I didn't think I was going to get that into it, and then sure enough, by the couple weeks in, locked and loaded. So maybe the people that say soccer stinks, maybe they'll find themselves trickling into it more than they thought.
That's certainly possible, and I don't want to be disingenuous. Very casual fan. I probably won't watch until the games get really exciting, maybe some USA games along the way. But I do want it to be a big success.
Absolutely.
Because our it's kind of part of the national pride, and I think we handle big events better than anybody. But each time, you have to continue to prove it. So I want it to be a gigantic success. I want it to do really well. And at some point, I'll start catching up and watching games and probably the final. And, But to say I'm going to be locked in and not watching Cardinal baseball, no, that's a lie.
And who knows which is bigger, but this is the on-ramp to the Olympics, which is 2 years from now, going to be out in L.A.
In some ways, yeah, in the LA venues, yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think the Olympics is bigger or the World Cup?
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. And if you're talking about Americans, I mean, think about how big soccer is in other places. I mean, it really is the sport. I think here we kind of split things up a little bit more because we've played more sports. Growing up, we didn't have soccer. There was not a single soccer team. There was no soccer instruction.
Really?
Yeah.
For instance, does Aruba have a field hockey team? Well, every school around here does.
Right.
So,
So I think you have to look at it that way.
And I think the other way to look at it, because I know you'll do the research, because I won't, and that is what numbers do the Olympics draw and what numbers, television-wise, does the World Cup draw? My bet is the World Cup draws more television viewers worldwide than the Olympics, but it might be really close.
I will tell you this, the Women's College World Series just drew the most TV viewers ever. I mean, it was a crazy tournament, but that was pretty cool, too. If you're looking for fun watch parties, maybe you're not into soccer, but we are having all kinds of watch parties all over the city.
You're like Gretchen Wilson. You're here for the party.
Exactly. Amsterdam Tavern, of course, is the place. Ballpark Village, Beth's, Energizer Park is going to have some celebrations. You've also got the District in Chesterfield, Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville. Here at Westport Plaza, they're doing all kinds of watch parties. Second Shift Brewery, International Tap House, Rockwell Beer Company, Scottish Arms. So there's a lot of places if you just want to get in on the action and be surrounded by crazy fans. And one more thing, if you have a jersey, Chipotle will have buy one, get one free entrees today if you wear a soccer jersey after 3 p.m.
Well, how about that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested in the text line over the next few weeks. If you have a favorite country that's not the U.S. That you're kind of following, maybe even more than the USA team. But I'm just kind of curious, as people, I know a lot of guys closer to my age grew up watching European soccer on Sunday mornings and all those kinds of things, and kind of fall in love with, Bayern Munich and those things. And so they start to follow those countries on the worldwide scale. So I'm wondering, Josh?
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Norway.
No. Well, yes.
It's all about the jerseys.
I'm following Norway because we put a little bet on Norway.
Okay, but
Dark horse, guys. But you know where I've been, Bob. So you know
of course.
which country I'm
You're a
following
bit of a Parisian.
closely. Team France, but
It's pronounced France.
Team France.
Actually, ESPN has them second as far as they think the team to beat is Spain, followed by France, Argentina, England, and then Brazil.
Every game day, I want you to wear a beret.
I got a couple shirds, Bob.
I need a beret.
I got a couple shirts.
I need a beret.
And I'll bring in some fresh baguettes. For everyone.
That calm down.
A couple of years ago, I am quite the mutt. You know, there's some Scottish, there's some English, there's some Irish, there's some Italian. But years ago, we were rooting for Team Italy because of the somewhat connection, genealogically speaking.
Okay.
But they haven't been in the World Cup in like 3 times. Italy, of all places, has not qualified for the World Cup in years, which is stunning. Stunning.
You're stunned.
I'm stunned.
This is what I kind of look forward to. I love seeing a good national anthem and who's going to perform it.
Oh, yeah.
And the country pop duo, Dan and Shay, will sing the U.S. national anthem ahead of the first game tomorrow. Of course, they play Paraguay tomorrow night. In addition to Dan and Shay, the pre-match ceremony will feature Jason Sudeikis as a FIFA World Cup 2026 ambassador.
Nice.
And then Parahi Soul will perform the Paraguay national anthem. Isn't it interesting? I know only Canada's because of hockey. I don't know any of the other national anthems.
Can you do a little bit of the French anthem? Is that the one they do in
All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. Dun, 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 dun,
Well, I was
dun,
thinking
dun, dun,
that's
dun.
nice, but I was thinking of Casablanca, one of the most stirring scenes in the history of film.
Is it called Les Marseilles?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
It's beautiful.
You would recognize.
It's stirring.
Is England? I don't know what England's national anthem is, but they're.
God Save the Queen. No.
God Save the Queen.
No.
Whatever it is, it's the exact same song as My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned Canada. Canada's opener also tomorrow against Bosnia, and Alanis Morissette will perform the Canadian national anthem, which is kind of cool. Previously announced performers for the game at SoFi Stadium: Katy Perry, rappers Future, Lisa and Tyla, singer Anita, and then Rima and DJ Sanjoy, which I do not know most of those people, but I thought that was interesting.
Bob, I wanted to bring this up because this has been coming up quite a bit since our turnover a couple of years ago. The song is now called God Save the King.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They've had to change uniforms.
They've had to do a lot.
Quite a bit. And there's a new James Bond video game out that Connor's been playing a lot. They're saying it's really cool. It's just as good as watching a movie. But I asked him, is he on His Majesty's Secret Service? Everything had to change.
Yeah. Somebody said they're going to Scotland next week, and Scotland plays Portugal while we're there.
Whoa.
Can't wait to see how the local people react. Football is their sport. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm Scottish and Viking, of course, because the Vikings invaded Scotland. But anyway.
Sure.
So I'd be interested. I've not been to the homeland, so I hope this texter gives us some details of the trip. I'd be very interested.
Yeah. Somebody else said since America is no longer the welcoming country it was, I'm not surprised about ticket sales being a little lower. There was a story about even a ref who could not get into the country and is going to miss it. So that's
supposedly wherever he checked in or tried to check in, they said he had ties to criminal whatever.
I have a really weird question, and I don't really want to get too deep into it, but they had said something about the ticket allotment to Iran had been kind of taken back or restricted or whatever. Are we allowed to go? We can't go to Cuba. Are we allowed to go to Iran? Are
I
they
think you
allowed
can
to
go to
come
Cuba now.
here? I
think if you go through Canada, you can go, can't you?
I
don't
have friends
know.
that have gone.
Yeah, so have I.
to Cuba.
Yes.
I think that you've got to do extra things
Yes.
Well, of course,
yes,
but you
do.
can go.
to get a pass there.
You gotta
but
go
for
to Canada,
years,
then to
for
Cuba.
years you couldn't.
Right.
Right.
And Obama opened it up a little bit, but I think when Trump took office, he closed it down again. Are Iranians able to travel freely into the United States anyway without wartime? You know, with all the sanctions and everything that are going on.
I don't know.
I don't really know how that even works during peacetime, let alone whatever's going on right now.
Conflict time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else that I think is fun, because there are certain movies that before you even think of the plot, you think of the car. Ghostbusters.
Yep.
And there's one around here somewhere. I've passed it a couple of times.
Is
Really?
it fully loaded though, with the sign on the side?
yeah.
And the
Yes.
packs on top?
Yes, it is the whole thing. So, what is the number one car that comes to mind when you think of a movie?
James Bond, Aston Martin.
Which one?
The
silver one?
The silver
gold-
one
the
with
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger with the oil slicks, the machine guns,
The thing in back, the
Yeah,
bulletproof in
right.
back, the ejector seat.
and the ejector seat. Yeah, that's the key. That's the first one that comes to mind.
I remember going 20 miles when I was probably 10 years old to see the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Now, it has some issues with the Confederate flag on top of it
Oh, and the
these
name.
days. Yeah, the General Lee.
Heidi's
General Lee was a great general, by the way.
she's a
Okay.
big fan.
I watched it
fan
all the
of Dukes of
time.
Hazzard.
Yeah, had the
She
poster.
brings it up quite a bit.
It
I
was a fun show.
I did sometimes some quick
Roscoe
look.
Pico train coming at you.
Oh boy,
Wasn't there a Cooter? Was
There's
Cooter, in
Cooter,
there?
crazy Cooter.
I know Waylon
He was-
Jennings did the theme
It
song,
was a great one.
So
and Daisy Duke.
Yeah.
I had some look-ins.
okay, I bet. I've seen it a time or jumping over that hay bale.
Oh, they jumped every single time. That was part of it. And dirt was flying. And of course, sliding over the hood to get
Oh,
into the
yeah,
car.
yeah.
Who didn't try that?
You can't walk around a car. Come on.
No.
You know, your jeans have rivets in them. You know, the
Well,
finish.
think about your belt buckle.
Yeah, the finish on top of that car, the poor car. I've never even seen this movie, but I think Eastbound and Down, the Firebird, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Absolutely.
But what about the DeLorean? Back to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Future.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
No
huge
doubt.
one. Or,
With or without the Mr. Fusion, Bob?
I prefer Mr. Fusion.
of course, you got Knight Rider, Kit.
Oh, yeah, that was a Trans Am as well, if I'm not mistaken.
And what did Magnum PI drive?
Ferrari.
Yeah,
red.
that one was kind of cool, too.
Somebody in Newtown. I was riding the bike the other day, and they had the garage door open, and they had a red Ferrari in their garage. And
How close did you get to the door?
I want to pull up and just say, "Hey, mind if I poke around?"
Steve McQueen in the movie Bullet with a Mustang dark green Mustang.
yeah, the
and
racing green.
arguably one of the greatest car chases of all time, and that made the Mustang even bigger.
You know what I saw this morning? I was coming back from Premiere U, a Rambler. I don't know what
Whoa.
year it was. There were several old cars, and I don't know if they're doing
that's
something
cool.
along Route 66, if they're going to a car show. I don't know that I'd ever seen one. It was
Isn't that
so
funny?
cool. Yeah.
You know what's great is, these car chases, and you said Bullet, but, Gone in 60 Seconds.
French Connection has the other one that I think ranks right there with Bullet.
I was going to say, the French Connection has a great car chase, but the car kind of
It's just a car.
is lame.
It's just a street car.
I looked it up. Popeye Doyle's car is a 1971 Pontiac Le Mans. Not cool. Not cool, but I mean, he's a cop in New York City. He
Right.
shouldn't be driving a racing green
Right.
fastback Mustang.
Before we switch, what about the A-Team in that van?
Oh yeah.
That was a good one. And of course, I loved all of the cars that the Angels, Charlie's Angels, were driving. Not that any of them were special, but I just remember
If Farrah's
them.
in it, it's special.
Uh-huh.
What's on the list? Did we hit all the major
We
ones?
hit most of them. Oh, the wagon, Queen Family
Oh, the
Truckster,
Road
National
Queen. Yeah.
Lampoon's Vacation.
If you're going to be taking the family
The
cross
family
country,
truckster.
Yeah.
this
And
is your automobile.
what about the movie Christine?
I don't know what kind of car
Is that
that
a
was.
Plymouth?
Plymouth Fury.
Uh-huh.
Was it?
Plymouth Fury.
Yeah, so those are some interesting ones. But there's a lot of them.
By the way, the Road Queen family truckster, the gas tank is on the hood of the car. Okay, so don't rip your license plates off.
Somebody said Simon and Simon, the Dodge Power Wagon.
Oh, what was the car that Starsky and Hutch had? That red, was it not a Tornado? What was that?
It might have been.
Red with the white stripe?
Yeah, it might have been, because this came up when they redid that movie with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
That was Starsky's car.
Yeah. He wrecked it, and then they bought a new one off of the original guy.
Okay, you just mentioned a stripe, and we were having this conversation the other day because I was listening to a podcast with Kris Jenner, and her stepfather, one of his jobs was applying stripes to cars back in the 70s and 80s. Do you remember? Because we had an Astro minivan, and we put a silver stripe down it.
Okay.
You could have that added. Do you guys remember these stickers?
Yeah.
Because that's all it was a sticker that they would apply to make the stripes, and then we don't do that anymore.
Some people customize their cars like that.
Not
And
the same.
It'll kind of look like a tattoo, down the side of your car. 1974 or 76 Ford Gran Torino.
Yes, that's what everybody is saying. There's 3 or 4 people. Somebody said, how about Herbie the Love Bug?
Of course.
It's a good one. And somebody also pointed out, Heidi, if your belt buckle is hitting the hood of the car when you're doing the slide, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. But I say that because I couldn't get enough air to slide over it.
No, nobody can really slide over it. That's movie magic, right?
I don't know. Those boys did it pretty well. And somebody else said it was a great show until they brought in those other cousins because there was some kind of dispute. And Bo and Luke left and these other 2 came in.
It's always a cousin,
Always a cousin.
Always.
Or a sister. Charlie's Angels.
Oh, somebody's sister?
There was a sister or a cousin.
When the Blues Clues guy left, his cousin came in. All right, so when it comes to National Lampoon's Vacation, at the gas station, the car next to them, the lady was filling up underneath her license plate.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is the weirdest spot in car history? I know there's a lot of gearheads out there. Where they was that a real thing?
Of course. Oh,
was it a gremlin?
Many cars.
Was it a foreign car?
Many cars.
Many cars had the license
Yes.
plate gas
And then I was
tank?
going to say there were some trucks that you open the door and put it kind of under the seat.
It was inside?
Uh-huh.
You had to open the door to get
I
in?
remember my dad's old pickup trucks. They'd be right behind the driver's door.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a cutout there. Where is the Broncos gas tank? Kind of
In a
standard
normal
spot?
yeah.
Where's the weirdest place a gas tank was ever put on a car? I mean, like commercially available.
Yeah. Somebody else said Speed Racer, the Mach 5. It's speaking of that.
Does it count though? It was a cartoon.
I know.
It's not a real car.
While we were on the road, I don't know which one of the old stations, Me TV or Antenna, and it was Speed Racer, and I used to love that cartoon. And I did not understand it at all anymore.
I have gone back.
I have no idea what was going on, and it's weird. It's in that Japanese kind of things don't even match. I'm like, what did I like about this?
I used to love DuckTales.
Yeah.
I turned it on for Finn. We got the box set and everything. I watched it, and I had to think, why did I like this so much?
Yeah.
Maybe my tastes have just gone down.
People are weighing in 1956 Chevy gas cap behind the left tail light. Somebody said,
tail light.
Tim from Waterloo, 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air behind the left. That's interesting.
I didn't
Rear
know that.
tail light on several cars. So we were talking about the World Cup, which we will do a little bit later, and all of the different countries. And does Iceland play soccer?
They do, and they're in this.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've gone from like 32 to 46 or something.
48.
They've added 12 teams,
And Iceland is one of them?
so a lot more teams have gotten in.
Maybe I'll get an Iceland jersey when we're there. We're going October 23rd, and it's going to be a fantastic trip. If you haven't Googled any pictures of Iceland, I encourage you to go do it because it's like you're kind of on another planet. Of course, there's the charming city of Reykjavik, which looks like most, cities, but it's just more charming. It's so like the buildings are cool and they have all these little cafes around, but then you've got the massive glacier sculpted mountains and valleys, steaming lava fields. We're going to see so many waterfalls and even kind of walk behind them. And of course, one of the main highlights is going in search of those magical northern lights. We're doing it all with Colette. They handle everything. They handle those tours, they handle the flights, the hotels, and most of your meals. So you pay that one fee and then everything else is covered. You can call my friends at Altair Travel at 314-968-9600 to learn more or sign up. You can also learn a little more on our website, ktrs.com.
Stand corrected, Heidi. Iceland did not make it this year.
Oh, I guess I won't be getting a jersey.
Someplace called Cabo Verde apparently is in, but not Iceland.
Never heard of it.
Well, we're going to talk movies with Max in just a second, but we first need to talk a little traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, an accident on 170 South at Galleria Parkway is blocking the two left lanes and causing a bumper-to-bumper jam back to Olive. 270 South is slow between 64 and Manchester. South Broadway is closed between Ripa and Arley due to utility damage. 64 East is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. And there's road work with lane closures on 6455 West between 64 and the Poplar Street Bridge. The ramps to Tudor, southbound Route 3, and the MLK Bridge are closed. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. We are very busy buying, selling, and trading some very impressive luxury and performance vehicles. I have bought a lot of great cars and motorcycles from Big 550 listeners this month and need more. If you have a super clean performance or luxury vehicle, what about a very low-mile everyday car? Classic car? Pristine, hard-to-find motorcycle? Entire collection? I'm interested in buying if so. Hop on our site and submit your vehicle, MasterCarsInc.com. We'll reach out right away. It's okay if you still owe money. We'll make the payoff on your behalf and cut a check for your equity. Very simple, all local, all face-to-face. We buy, sell, and trade every day.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has two locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, two great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these three I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, two locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, I missed our movie talk the last couple of weeks because I was on vacation. And what do you know? Max Boise is joining us today to talk about vacation movies.
Welcome back, Heidi.
Good to be back, and I'm excited to hear about some of these I was immediately thinking of Boys on the Side, but they're not really on a vacation. They're just on a road trip, I guess.
Yeah, we could do road trip movies, I
Okay.
guess. Hello, Bob. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Max.
I think over the next couple weeks, every one of us is going to be off for at least a couple of days here and there. And of course, you just got back because it's summertime and it's the time for vacation. And always fun to come here and talk about movies. When you talk vacation movies, the first thing you think of is John Hughes writing Vacation 57, I think, was the original article in National Lampoon magazine, which was super popular. They made that into the first vacation movie. And then the producers thought, let's send the Griswolds somewhere else. They did European Vacation. But then John Hughes wrote something called Christmas 89, I think, and they based Christmas Vacation on that article. And then the producers said, well, let's send the Griswolds somewhere else. They sent them to Vegas for Vegas Vacation.
I don't think I saw that one.
Ethan Embry was rusty in that. But then there's a fifth version of the story, which, yes, does have Beverly D'Angelo and Chevy Chase in a cameo. It's simply called Vacation, came out in 2015 with Ed Helms from The Office as an older Rusty.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
I've seen parts of it.
His wife was played by Christina Applegate, who's a great comedian herself, and it's not half bad. I would think that Vegas and Vacation were the least of those, but I actually don't mind European Vacation. I know a lot of people hate it, but I thought it was okay. I think Christmas is probably the best, which is sacrilegious to the people who love that first Vacation.
Sacrilegious.
But I think Christmas is probably the best.
I think it's very good. I'd hate to have to live on the difference. They're both very good. I appreciate the OG.
I think you watch the Christmas one more just because
Yeah.
it's become kind of
True.
a tradition.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true. With another John Hughes connection, Howard Deutsch directed a film called The Great Outdoors, which had
John Candy.
Yeah. And Dan Aykroyd.
Very good.
And I think his wife in that, Annette Bening,
Yes,
before she
that's
was
correct.
a big star. And
That's
she's
correct.
really wonderful in that film, too.
Remember the Rocky Mountain oyster scene?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw it at the theater. I thought,
I did too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And then I've seen it a dozen more times at home on television. I like it better every time I see it.
When I saw it in the theater, I was a little let down for whatever
Me too.
reason.
Me too.
But then I've watched it on TV, and I'm like, this is a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
So I'm in the exact same boat. John Hughes did a film called She's Having a Baby, and during the end credits, a bunch of crazy characters are trying to name the baby, including Dan Aykroyd and John Candy, playing these same
From those
characters.
roles, yeah.
That's so smart.
Which is pretty fantastic.
Do you think the Hughes world is connected? Has anybody ever thought about this?
I don't think in a strict nerdy kind of way.
Hughes-verse.
But
The Hughes-verse.
but certainly, I think nowadays he would have been a bit. But yeah, you've got some of the same locations. They're all in Chicago, and they all kind of. But I don't think in a nerdy sort of canon way like the Marvel universe would be now.
Is Kevin McAllister from Home Alone his cousin? Is John Bender?
No, I don't.
I think you're going a little too deep
I
in
think
the
so.
John Hughes.
I wish it were, though. I like that idea.
What other vacation movies are on your list?
For that, well, thank you, Heidi, for that. That was a
Transition.
wonderful reset there, bringing it back from Josh and Bob. For the kids out there, they could watch Hotel Transylvania 3, and I know what you're thinking. Well, wait a minute, we're in Transylvania. No. This
Oh, they
one's
go on a
called
cruise.
Yeah, it's called Summer Vacation, and they go on a cruise, and I think it's a really fun satire of every cruise line or every cruise ship because they've got Joe Jonas as a singing kraken, and they've got all kinds of different monsters in there. I think it's the best of all
Does
of those
Dracula
movies.
walk on the pool deck with an umbrella?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. For another one, and this one kind of took Connor by surprise, but I think this works as a vacation movie. Dirty Dancing, because she's on vacation with her parents, and
They're in
she
the
doesn't want to be
Great
there.
call.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a summer romance and everything, and so of
It
course.
does count.
Are the
thank you.
parents there the whole time?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
does the dad
Yeah.
She
keep
can't get away
going
from
No.
back
She
to the
tries.
city?
No,
Orbach.
they're all
Terrific.
on vacation.
For the whole summer?
I mean, it's a couple of weeks. I don't know. It's the whole
Jerry
summer.
Orbach is the dad, and Kelly Bishop is the mom.
Yes.
Oh,
she
good
was
call,
in
She was later on in
she was
Gilmore Girls. Yeah, absolutely. So Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore have done a couple of movies together, including The Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates. But the one I'm thinking of here for vacation movies is called Blended. And this is one where they're both single parents and they go on a blind date and it's a disaster and they resolve to never see each other again. Then they book a resort independent of one another. But because of a mix-up, they're doing everything together, and of course, through the movie,
there's always a mix-up.
They fall in love together. It's a pretty great movie. Yeah. Another one, we've got Couples Retreat. This one was directed by Peter Billingsley, who you might know as Ralphie.
Yes.
In A Christmas Story. He became a film director, and he plays one of the elves in Elf. As a matter of fact, he's in Santa's Workshop.
Sure does.
But he directed a movie with Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn, Malin Ackerman, and Kristen Bell called Couples Retreat. It's
beautiful scenery.
Yeah, Bora Bora.
Oh, is that where it is?
Beautiful scenery.
Bora Bora has to be on the list. I mean, it looks beautiful in whatever movie it's featured in.
All Altair Travel.
And I know that Jon Favreau is directing Star Wars movies now, but I kind of miss him in front of the camera.
As an actor.
I kind of like him in this movie.
He's done some,
as well.
Some nice things.
Yeah,
and Jason Bateman's in it, too.
That's right.
Yeah, Bateman's in it.
I was
He's
trying
good
to
in
think of who played the yoga master that all the girls like, and I can't think of who that was now in Couples Retreat.
I can picture him, but I can't think of his name. I thought that it seemed like it was a movie that was a series of bits.
Yeah.
But good bits.
It's one of these hangout movies.
Yeah.
You just want to hang out with Vince Vaughn. You want to hang out with Kristen Bell.
Good
And
call.
so that makes it better than it actually is because the scenery is nice. And if you want more great scenery and more Kristen Bell, you could do a lot worse than Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which, yes, I know it's got Russell Brand in it, but you don't like him in the movie. So I think it's a little easier to swallow his character because he's supposed to be hateable. This one was written by Jason Segel, who's also starring in the film, and of course has the subplot about him wanting to mount a musical about Dracula starring puppets. And apparently he has actually written a bit of this and performed it for some of his pals.
I just saw him doing a piece.
A bit more of that.
Yeah.
It actually looks fantastic. But Forgetting Sarah Marshall, great movie, really
Somebody
fun movie.
just said that on the text line.
Well, speaking
Jonah
of
Hill.
Adam Sandler, what about all those grown-up movies?
I
Does
hate
that
those
count?
movies. I can't stand
But
this.
it does have Maria Bello in them.
I don't think
And it has Salma Hayek in it.
I'm not a fan of either of those.
Oh, come
people.
on.
I'm
That's it.
sorry. No,
That's it.
I'm
Segment's
sorry.
over.
Oh,
Put a
my
commercial.
gosh.
No.
Okay, what about the Big Chill? Were they on vacation?
No. Well, they were there for a funeral.
Weekend.
It was
Weekend
Getaway.
stay.
That's a funeral, so I think
Okay, maybe we
do,
could do funerals.
We absolutely could.
Well,
Yeah.
we could do funeral movies. I can write that down. There's
Okay.
some really good ones, actually.
As I typically do, I'm going to throw an old school
Go
into
right
it.
ahead, because I'm done.
From 1962, Jimmy Stewart, Maureen O'Hara, in Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation.
I've never seen that.
I'll just read you.
Yeah.
Mr. Hobbs longs for a vacation alone with his wife. Away from his long commute into work in his dysfunctional family, his wife longs for a family get-together.
Oh.
Of course, Maureen O'Hara wins. Off to the beach they go. The whole extended family. Hilarity ensues.
And you had another one that we talked about. Do you remember?
What was that one? I forgot it already.
I think, I might get the title wrong because I did when we talked about it in the hallway, the Long, Long Trailer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to look that up.
that
Desi
what it's
Arnaz
called?
and Lucille
Yeah.
Ball, the long trailer.
What about Parent Trap? They start off at camp.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
true.
camp a vacation.
Yeah, these are camp movies.
Okay, well, you're still. That's
Dirty
like a,
Dancing is a camp movie.
No, it is not.
No, that's
They're
not
not
camp.
camping.
Vacationing in the
That's-
Catskills.
that's what
a
they
thing.
do.
That's a thing.
And actually, we.
To each their own.
No,
No.
not to each their own.
No,
so
you're
that's
wrong.
a vacation.
So
Yeah.
Parent Trap, I will say yes, that's a camp movie. I don't think camp is a vacation. Camp is
Okay.
camp. Camp's its own thing, but Dirty Dancing is certainly
Yeah,
a
I
vacation.
agree. And there were other lodges around here. I know my mom came up here as a kid to a lodge for vacations, and they would fish. And I'm trying to think of what that lodge was.
Elsa over in Illinois, in between Alton and
I
Grafton.
thought you were going to talk about Frozen.
No, Elsa is really reminiscent of the Dirty Dancing.
Those are separate houses, though.
Sure.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing. It was kind of like a lodge.
I love it when you guys fight. It's fantastic.
Well,
It's
the
my favorite
help
part of the
stayed in
show.
separate houses.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they did.
But not each one.
Okay. I agree to disagree. Camp movie.
It is not a camp movie.
I remember watching French Kiss with
Yes.
Meg Ryan
Yep, and Kevin Kline.
St. Louis and Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
She was kind of on a vacation. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was a little annoyed with Kevin Kline playing French
His
only because
accent.
I know that he's from St.
Yeah.
Louis. So,
Yeah.
that's just my own pet peeve.
Somebody said the long, long trailer. I highly recommend. It's so good.
In 1954, Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, they go into the California mountains.
It is
Aren't they
extremely
in an
funny.
RV?
No, well, it's a trailer.
It's a long,
Yes.
long trip. Yeah.
Still a trailer. Still RV is a recreational vehicle.
Well, then-
still a thing.
Well, then yes, it's an RV. It's an extremely funny film,
hilarious.
and Bob and I were trying to figure out. My idea was this was something that they had done on vaudeville or on stage, and they adapted it into a movie. And I think it was before the television show.
At 54, I think that's right.
Yeah, and so it was such a big hit for both of them. And of course, Lucy was already a working actor when she wanted to bring Desi along because he was so famous with music. But she thought he's got great timing. He's going to be a star, and she kind of, with that movie, put him on the map. And of course, when I Love Lucy was greenlit, everybody wanted her to have a different actor as her husband, and she said no. He's going to be the guy, and really fought for him because of the success of that movie. And of course, she was right because he was great on the I Love Lucy show.
We must stand corrected. I Love Lucy started in 1951, 3 years before the Long Trailer. But they're not.
Yeah.
They're a couple, but not the same couple.
Unbelievable.
What about Weekend at Bernie's?
I thought about that, but then I thought, I wonder if we could do corpse movies down the road.
Oh!
I know that.
I didn't know there were that many.
Maybe we do that after funeral movies. I don't know.
Corpse comedies.
I do. I know that some of the things we do are a little dark here. You know, I wanted to do assassin movies. I wanted to do kidnap movies, but then I thought we could do marriage movies and adoption movies. So maybe next week we can do adoption movies.
I like all of that.
But vacation movies I thought would be good for this week.
Somebody on the text line said Trout Lodge is where a lot of people went, and then my mom just texted from her trip saying Fox Springs Lodge between Cuba and St. James is where they went.
Oh.
But these were big lodges where everybody, it like seemed more like a hotel, but kind of and that's the way at Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
and
coming up this weekend?
If you remember too about Dirty Dancing, Baby was not happy about this trip.
She didn't
not
want to be there.
She didn't want to be there. Come on now. This weekend.
And then they put her in a corner.
That's right. Nobody puts Baby.
No.
Come on.
Everybody knows that.
I carried the watermelon. Okay, so this weekend.
That Robbie, by the way.
Oh,
worm.
slimy.
Oh, man.
This weekend, we're going to be taking a trip to Eternia as we review Masters of the Universe, which is based on a cartoon that was popular when I was about 5 or 6. And so we're going to do a deep dive into every iteration of that cartoon for the last 50 years almost. And then we'll talk about the new films.
All right, we'll be listening. Thanks,
Thank
Max.
you, Heidi.
10 minutes before 4, Captain Paul, how's traffic on this Thursday?
Well, Heidi, no accidents, just some slow traffic. 270 south is crowded around Olive. 44 west is slow between the King Bridge and 5564. 64 west bogs down in front of Forest Park. South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. 64 east is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. And there's road work with lane closures on 6455 west between 64 and the Poplar Street Bridge. The ramps to Tudor, southbound Route 3, and the MLK Bridge are all closed. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, I have lots of necklaces, but there's only one that consistently gets compliments. It's from Belshazzar Jewels, which is a fun collection created by Teresa Wingia, a St. Louis woman who happens to have a show tomorrow. But today, she's here with us. It is so great to see you.
Yes, great to see you. Lovely to be here.
So your jewelry, it's not beads and kind of a pendant. You use leather and chunky chains. I mean, mine has some sort of bone or horn. How do you describe your pieces?
I always have to kind of contemplate on that, but I describe my pieces as a sort of token to my life abroad, my travels and living abroad and modeling and styling and collecting things. It's a reminder that actually did happen. And I'm not just raising kids now, like I traveled the world. So it's kind of a token to all the places that I've gone, all the cultures I've seen.
And the pieces are so original. Do you ever make two of the same thing?
I do.
Occasionally?
Occasionally, yes. But I love to focus more on the one-of-a-kind pieces.
Like the one you're wearing right now. That is dynamic.
Thank you.
I really like it. So what is it? What's happening there?
I surprise myself so many times.
Is it a stone? Is it a gem?
Yes. This is a druzy. This is the inside of a geode. You can see the sparkle.
Yeah, now I can. Yeah,
and it's sliced and it's electroplated with gold. And just to kind of help with the weight of the stone, I'll put leather or suede around the neckline. And I feel like the colors, I'm inspired by color, so the colors really make it pop.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I know that you're in boutiques here in St. Louis, but you're also all around the country, Chicago, Nashville, Jackson Hole, Milan. Is it hard to get jewelry into those places?
I've been really lucky, all word of mouth or just, someone sees it on somebody who's, like Fern Malice, the creator of New York Fashion Week. She's been wearing my jewelry for years, probably 10 years. So it's just a lot of word of mouth and just being in the right place at the right time.
Well, I know that you have a lot of leather and you mentioned like suede, but that's more than just a love. Leather is kind of in your blood. Tell us the connection to Buffalo Bill.
Okay, so my great-great-grandfather on my mom's side, my German heritage, had a cobbler shop in Seneca. His parents were actually born in Germany, but he was born here in Seneca, and he had a cobbler shop on Cherokee Street and made boots and moccasins for the natives.
Really?
And Buffalo Bill would travel around. He would go to Joplin and Springfield, and he somehow caught wind that there was a man making boots, riding boots, and reached out to him and loved them and bought several pairs for friends and worked with him for over 10 years, designing his infamous tall riding boots.
That is so cool.
And you can look up one of the famous pictures of Buffalo Bill, and he's wearing those tall riding boots.
Yeah, very cool. Tell me about the show tomorrow night.
So the show tomorrow night, St. Louis Fashion Week, is back.
It's so cool.
Over a 10-year hiatus, it's back. And I'm going to be showing my collection, and it's inspired by my time while living in London. So, yeah, all one-of-a-kind pieces.
When you do a collection, how many pieces are in the collection?
Well, it depends. Usually I have a hard time narrowing it down because I love so many of them. But for this particular show, I'm doing 12 looks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then will models be wearing it as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So when you think about that, do you think about, like, do you get the outfit and then you think, okay, what is going to go well with this? Or you give them your piece and they figure out what goes well with the piece?
I'm actually working with a stylist team, Trish and her husband Blake. Their business or their company is Alvy Pugh. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's their last name, and they work a lot with mother model management.
Oh, yes.
And they're very good. We did the big tribute show together. We were just kind of thrown together.
Fun.
And they used all repurposed or, found looks, found clothes, and it just worked so well together. Because a lot of my pieces are also reworked vintage.
Where do you find the stuff, the chains, what is my necklace, that horn? Is it from an animal?
Yes. So my husband's Kenyan, and I get a lot of almost all of the horn and bone that's carved. It's carved in Kenya from an ox.
I feel
horn.
like when I wear it, it could also double as kind of a safety measure because I could take it off and maybe protect myself with
You're
it.
dangerous enough as it is.
You think? Yeah. Well, right now you also are offering 20% off because you have a summer sale through June 15th.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. You guys, you can check out Belshazzar Jewels online at belshazzarjewels.com. Better yet, check them out tomorrow night. See them in person. The show is at 7 o'clock, and she is showing her latest collection at St. Louis Fashion Week. It takes place at 18 Rails at City Foundry. And then if you can't make it, you can get 20% off of that summer sale, which is going on now through June 15th. I promise you, you will impress people every time you wear a piece of hers. Just use the code SUMMER20 for that. Congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. The 3-month-long war with Iran and recent escalations despite a ceasefire could give way to a permanent deal. President Trump says leaders have approved final points on a peace agreement and says he's calling off tonight's scheduled strikes against Iran. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
What we heard the president say is that he has just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, the heads of Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, will soon be talking to Turkey. He said the Strait of Hormuz will be open. He mentioned that the U.S. has been engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers, out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
A source with knowledge of the negotiations tells ABC News the deal is very close as mediators hit some breakthroughs. On the heels of this week's inflation report showing consumer prices are at a 3-year high, the Producer Price Index shows wholesale prices jumped 6.5% in May from the previous year. President Trump has nominated former SEC Chair Jay Clayton to be the next Director of National Intelligence. Current acting director Bill Pulte has received bipartisan backlash, including House and Senate lawmakers rejecting measures to extend FISA's wiretap tool to monitor foreign threats. Democratic Senator Adam Schiff on Clayton's nomination.
It doesn't solve the Pulte problem. It doesn't solve the 702 problem. Simply naming Jay Clayton, but I'm sure that Clayton will eventually be given fair consideration.
FISA 702 expires tomorrow. Celebrations in New York City over the New York Knicks' Game 4 win against the San Antonio Spurs last night led to unrest outside Madison Square Garden. The NYPD says they arrested more than 50 people. Game 5 is Saturday. And the FIFA World Cup kicked off today with Mexico taking on South Africa in the first match in Mexico City. It all leads up to tomorrow night's match in Los Angeles between the U.S. and Paraguay. The U.S., Mexico, and Canada are hosting the World Cup. You're listening to ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
You're selling your home and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
91 degrees at 4:03. I'm Steve Potter, KTRS News. A severe thunderstorm watch is currently in effect. We'll take a look at our forecast coming up. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service says it received more than a dozen reports of tornadoes yesterday across northern Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, and Illinois. This morning, it was reported that around 390,000 customers had no electricity in the Midwest. 2 people were taken to the hospital after a gas leak at a business in Maryland Heights. First responders were called to Delta Gases Incorporated. One employee reportedly lost consciousness and was dragged out of the facility by a coworker. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin is calling on Congress to take action to protect and save Social Security. He's speaking out about a report from the Social Security Board of Trustees that shows that the Social Security Trust Fund will face insolvency in 2031.
In my home state of Illinois, more than 2.3 million people receive Social Security. 20% of seniors in Illinois rely on it for all or nearly all of their income. It's all they have. Each year, Social Security lifts 533,000 seniors 65 and over out of poverty in my state.
Durbin is urging Congress to take action before it's too late. Missouri's auditor is calling out a St. Charles County school district for not doing its due diligence before hiring a superintendent who never spent a day on the job.
Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick says the Francis Howell School District failed to properly vet Superintendent Dr. Mike Dominguez before signing him to a 3-year contract. The district recently paid Dominguez a settlement of more than $229,000. Fitzpatrick's office released an investigative report yesterday highlighting the district's failure to have a sufficient selection process in finding a search firm and how the search firm did not identify relevant concerns in the hiring process. Fitzpatrick said in a statement, quote, "The enormous amount of money paid out to a man who never worked a day for the district certainly raised a lot of questions for taxpayers and numerous red flags for my office. Given what our investigation has uncovered, I firmly believe the district could have and should have identified the concerns that led to its separation from Dr. Dominguez prior to hiring him in the first place," end quote. David Solomon, KTRS News.
And in the Metro East, the city of Edwardsville is wrapping up its week-long Route 66 Centennial celebration. On Saturday downtown, there will be a classic car show, live music, and trolley tours. And on Sunday, a family-friendly event will be held at the Edwardsville Children's Museum. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter No Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Edward Rose Properties plans to build a new apartment complex in St. Charles. The roughly $350 million redevelopment effort was first publicly outlined by city officials in 2022, with the goal of transforming land along the Missouri River into a mixed-use area. Now the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 929 points at 50,848, NASDAQ up 640 at 25,809, and the S&P 500 up 127 at 7,394. And now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, let's go to Paul.
Steve, the Cardinals had their 6-game winning streak snapped today as they fall to the Mets 5-4 in New York. Juan Soto's solo homer in the 7th snapped a 4-4 tie. Alec Burleson, Lars Nootbaar, and Jimmy Crooks homered for the Cards. Mizzou football announced the television windows for next season's SEC slate. Mississippi State and Kentucky will be night games. Ole Miss and Oklahoma will be afternoon kickoffs, while Texas and Texas A&M will be in the early window. Florida Florida, Georgia, and Arkansas are all listed as flex start times. And check out our Car Shield Sportsplex Summer of Soccer updates all day today with the World Cup underway, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Regazzi's. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. No accidents to report right now. 270 South is heavy from Page down to Ladue Road and between 64 and Manchester. 44 West is slow between the King Bridge and 55-64. 64 West bogs down from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. 64 East is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. And there's road work with lane closures on 6455 West between 64 and the Poplar Street Bridge. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for the St. Louis region until 9 p.m. There's a 90% chance for showers and thunderstorms. That's mainly before 11 o'clock tonight, and overnight low in the mid-60s. Sunny tomorrow and cooler with an afternoon high tomorrow of 85. At 9 minutes past 4 o'clock, we have 91 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport with a heat index of 102. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
What if every day felt like the weekend? At Innsbrook Resort, it can. Enjoy lakes, trails, golf, live music, family fun, and delicious on-site dining, all just outside St. Louis. Whether you're looking for the perfect getaway, a vacation home, a full-time residence, or a place to build your dream retreat, discover a lifestyle designed around relaxation, recreation, and connection. Learn more at innsbrook-resort.com.
Don't miss Straight Talk on Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join this dynamic father-daughter duo every Saturday morning for an entertaining and intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. From decades of financial planning expertise combined with a deep knowledge of healthcare benefits, Aaron and Jeff will give you the Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the Big 550. KTRS. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Thursday afternoon, June 11th. New York's famed Katz Deli is coming to St. Louis this summer. Katz Deli, a legendary New York eatery known for its stacked pastrami sandwiches, will participate in the Foodies Eat First Fest in downtown St. Louis at the Post Building, which is on Tucker, August 22nd and 23rd. Katz Deli is best known for its thick, juicy pastrami and corned beef sandwiches, along with potato latkes, matzo ball soup, and other Jewish deli food selections. It is New York City's oldest continuously operating deli, serving since 1888. Did you know it's been around that long?
I did not know that. I've eaten there a couple times.
I've only been there once.
It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much.
Yeah. Well, the Foodies Eat First Fest is a showcase that celebrates St. Louis flavors and standout chefs, along with some culinary talents beyond our region. It's described as a one-of-a-kind culinary celebration. And get this, organizers also say, come hungry, wear your stretchy pants. This is Foodies Eat First Fest for foodies by foodies, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Early bird tickets are now on sale for the Foodies Eat First Fest, starting at $15, which you can get at foodieseatfirst.com. It looks like a lot of fun.
That does sound like a lot of fun, and I'm glad they're coming here, and I don't have to travel to go to Katz Deli.
Well, you know, a lot of people would love to try it, but aren't going to go to New York, so it's kind of a fun opportunity.
Which brings me to my story. It's a couple days old. Some of you may have seen it online. The best and worst cities for staycations.
Oh.
I like to get out and go, but it makes a lot of sense these days with gas prices, airline prices. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the staycation, you save tons of money. And if you are in or near one of the towns at the top of the list, they say that it makes sense.
We've done a staycation at the Four Seasons and had a great time.
Well, they got they've listed the cities with total scores, recreation rank, food and entertainment rank, rest and relaxation rank. Take a wild guess. Number 1, staycation city.
Is it a place where other people go on regular vacation?
Yes, it is.
Is it Vegas?
Vegas is 3rd.
3rd.
Where do you like to go?
Orlando.
Bingo.
Really?
Number 1 is number 1 because you got all that stuff there.
I guess
so much stuff there.
Now, numbers 2 and 4 may blow you away. Number 5, it almost isn't fair. Number 5 is Honolulu.
Okay,
You're on vacation all year round
Every
if you're
single
there, so I don't
day.
want to hear about that. So you can't guess it, but I'll give you a chance. What's the number 2 staycation city? Can't guess it.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake is actually number 6. Good guess.
San Diego.
San Diego. They say no. Lauren Risley's kind of ruined it for everyone. It dropped to 11.
Chicago. My kind of town.
Chicago is your kind of town. It's number 9. Number 2, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
I've been. I'm not going.
Was it today or yesterday where I was making fun of Cleveland?
Yesterday.
Cincinnati.
Well, I almost said you don't want to hear what I have to say about Cincinnati, then.
Now,
Have you ever been
to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Have you been to Cleveland?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I like Cleveland a lot. I don't like Cincinnati at all.
I don't know that I've been to Cincinnati. I've been to Cleveland, but just briefly.
Cincinnati is a lot like St. Louis.
Except that.
I thought Cleveland was.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are some similarities with Cincinnati and St. Louis that happens to come in at number 4 on the nation's staycation list.
We
did. Number 4. And
because
get
there's
this.
so much to do when it comes to free stuff.
And in the whole nation, food and entertainment rank, guess.
I'm going to say number 3.
Joshy?
5.
Number 2.
Nice.
In the nation.
Yep. Yeah.
So, we may whine and cry about our town. It's really a pretty good place.
I say it all the time. When people come in, they kind of say, what are you complaining about? With Forest Park and the Muni and the zoo and Science Center, and then you've got City Museum, which is so unique, and the architecture I think we take for granted.
Underrated food scene, but maybe not.
No.
Number 2.
It's really it's
rated.
Popping up on all the lists, worldwide even.
And don't forget how many of our chefs made the James Beard. I don't think we're underrated on food
I think
anymore.
10 years ago maybe,
Yes.
but not anymore.
We've made our mark.
I am a foodie. Foodies eat first, apparently.
Let's go to that. Let's do a show from there.
Ooh.
An Ohio, yes. Sales department, get to work. An Ohio man accidentally threw away a winning lottery ticket worth $100,000.
At home or in some big trash can?
I think they say he went dumpster diving.
Of course
they
he
say
did.
he dug through the trash, was able to recover it, took home after taxes about $73,000 out of the $100,000. His name has not been released. The Ohio Lottery put out this press release. My question is, scant details. Heidi said it. Was it at home? They didn't give detail. How do you know you threw away a winning lottery ticket? And if you won $100,000 and you knew it, wouldn't you be, stapling that to your...
Here's a scenario. You know what numbers you had.
Yep.
You've probably been playing forever.
This was a scratcher.
And you just...
It
Put
might
it in
have
your
been,
pocket, might
or
have off
it's
your-
attached to other ones,
Or...
and you just kind of toss it.
The $100,000 ticket, that thing's not leaving my sight until I get... I don't even know
I'm
where
not
you
saying
go.
he knew it. I'm
Yeah.
saying he probably just swept it into the garbage can without knowing. That's my guess.
Again, this wouldn't just be lying on the counter.
Except, how many times have you misplaced keys or your wallet or... And
Are
you
your
just,
keys worth $100,000?
Your car is. At least
Well, you don't
big
misplace your car.
parking
I
lot.
had a friend who did do that though. The police called me 6 months later.
I lost my car in a garage once.
For 6 months?
No, for about 3 hours, and I was scared to death. I thought it was stolen, and I was on the wrong level.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend called the police and reported it stolen, and then 6 months later, it was in a parking lot.
6 months later.
In the Grove, and she goes, "Oh, that's where
we were.
That's right."
That's second tequila.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oops.
Oops is right. Oh, I'll tell you something that you don't want to oops. You don't want to get the wrong company to come help you replace your windows, because you don't want to do that twice. You want to get it right the first time. And my friends over at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, they do things right. And what I like about them is they combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service. I love local. That's what we are here at the Big 550. And you can trust that Window Depot is going to do it right. They have great buying power, and they can offer you bigger deals than maybe some of the other stores. Since they have kind of that national buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Talk about keeping the cold air in and the cold air out in the winter. Mention the Heidi special. Receive 60% off installation with low payment options, or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. And at Window Depot, they consistently create happy customers. You can call 636-939-4800. That's 636-939-4800, or go online to windowdepotstl.com. One more thing about them. A lot of companies, they want the big project. They want to do all of the windows. Window Depot, nope. If you have one window or you just want to do a couple of windows in the front, they will take that job, because they know after they do that job, you're going to come back for a bigger job. 636-939-4800.
You know that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Drugs are true healers when we are ill, but they can destroy when abused. Instruct our young people about the hazards of drug abuse. This message is courtesy of KT Coatings, proudly serving our area with excellence. For all of your concrete, resurfacing, and epoxy flooring needs, call the pros at 636-357-3412. That's 636-357-3412. That's KT Coatings, on the air because they care.
Are you looking for a deck? I am. And you know who I turn to? Outdoor Living and Pat Leahy. They've been a sponsor for a long time, and they've done some other projects for me, but this one's the big one. It's going to have metal framing, composite decking, and when it's all said and done, he's going to put a 50-year warranty on it. Not because I'm his spokesperson for all these years, but because I am a customer. Outdoor Living takes care of St. Louis, so if you're looking for a deck that will survive the heat and the winter and the sun and everything else, Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. Outdoor Living, or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Discover how you can make lasting summer memories with a home equity line of credit from Royal Banks of Missouri. Whether you're envisioning a new backyard oasis or an unforgettable family getaway, you can enjoy peace of mind with flexible, convenient funding to turn your dreams into reality. Call 314-212-1500 or visit royalbanksofmo.com today to learn how you can apply for a home equity line of credit. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne Marie Boges, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemariestudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemariestudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne Marie Design Studio.
The cost of living is going up, Social Security is going down, and who knows where the stock market is going. There are a lot of things you can't control about retirement, but there's one thing you can. You can call the team at Ricken Financial. Their focus has always been preserve what you have and build a paycheck that comes in every month. Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation meeting, 314-207-6211 or at rickenfinancial.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, you've decided you want to get away. You want to travel. You want to see the world. Let Altair Travel and Cruises handle all the details. You handle all the fun. You don't know where to stay. You don't have to worry about transfers. What about your luggage? What about a tour guide? You don't want a tour guide. Lewis and Clark had a tour guide. You're in a different country. You want to go see the Sistine Chapel. You're going to need a tour guide. Let Altair Travel handle all those details. You handle all the fun. 314-968-9600. Altair Travel or altairtravel.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
The World Cup is underway. The games here in the United States in Los Angeles happen tomorrow. Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent in LA, joins us with what security looks like. I can't even imagine what people are going through.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. 11 host cities, 104 matches that are going to be going on, and that's a lot of securing that's going to need to be done. And L.A. kicks all of it off in the U.S. tomorrow night. In Mexico, they're playing today, but tomorrow night the U.S. portion gets underway, and the U.S. national team is going to be playing after an opening, really, concert by Katy Perry and others. And then on Monday, Iran plays in L.A. with everything going on in Iran. That's going to bring a whole host of other security issues that are going to be going on. But one of the big focuses this year is on drones. And in each of the cities, we're hearing this in L.A. and in the San Francisco Bay Area and Seattle and elsewhere, that because of what we've seen in Iran and in Ukraine and in Russia, that there is a concern about what role, if there was going to be some kind of an attack, the drones could play. And in L.A., they say they're going to be focused on methods for bringing drones down that are flying around World Cup events. And it's a no-fly zone around the stadiums, fan fest events, hotels where the teams are playing. This is ahead of the FBI in Southern California.
There will be a zero-tolerance policy that we have in effect, and we will be aggressively pursuing violators of those laws.
And in fact, the U.S. Air Marshal Service just this morning saying that they are increasing their presence on flights coming into the U.S. for the World Cup, but they're also working on with drone interdiction teams to take down any kind of a threat.
Federal Air Marshals are leading ground intercept teams who will make contact with unauthorized drone users.
And then up in Renton, Washington, for the Seattle matches that are going to happen, they have special trailers that their local police department owns that it will set off. It can detect, and then in patrol cars in the area, set off exactly where a drone is that has violated a restriction and where the pilot is, that it can triangulate where the pilot is, and they can go right there. And they say, look, most drones that are going to be causing problems are not flown by a terrorist. It's a hobbyist who doesn't know the rules, and they get that. They don't have to go in, guns drawn and figure out who this is. Normally, it's somebody who's made a mistake.
A lot of them might know that you can't fly above a certain altitude, but when it gets much more in depth than that, they really don't have any clear understanding about where they can fly, when they can fly, and the things that they can do.
It can be a $100,000 fine if you fly a drone around a World Cup event within that no-fly zone. But based on what's been seen globally, with drones packed full of explosives and whatnot, that's a real concern. So here in L.A., all of this, though, is kind of seen as a dry run getting ready for the Olympics in 2 years, that this will be one game at a time versus in 2 years, it's going to be multiple events all over Southern California, all going on simultaneously.
We have folks from our radio station here that will be attending in Los Angeles. What are they going to see with the blocks around the stadium? They're staying near the airport. How access and egress getting to the stadium, walking around it? What kind of things do you think we'll see?
Yeah, it'll be secure, kind of like the Super Bowl, but what is typically called SoFi Stadium, but during these games will be called Los Angeles Stadium, is in an area that has so much real estate around it that they built it really to be made for Super Bowls, to hold Super Bowl after Super Bowl, that it's got huge areas that they can secure and still allow life to go on outside of that bubble. So it's somewhat contained around Los Angeles Stadium. The other stadiums may not be the same way in other cities. Yeah, I mean, they're going to see a lot of people coming into LAX. The highway signs telling people to take public transit beginning tomorrow, which none of us will ever do here in LA. So, yeah, everybody's getting ready.
Wow. All right, Alex, we appreciate your time.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right. I want to tell you about my deck. I mentioned it yesterday. I went home. I sat on it again yesterday, last night. We sat on it the night before. We sat on it the night before that. My wife bought nice new furniture. We added even extra flowers. And I think it's really just changed our entire outlook on our front yard. We used to go hang out in the backyard, but now that the front deck and we've got 2 decks. I've made it. We have 2 decks.
Humble brag.
I know.
Once again.
He's spray tanned them both. Ruffino's painting, Mike Ruffino, spray tanned our deck. He gave our deck he washed it and then he stained it. And it's just really changed the way that we really kind of live. Instead of living out back, now we live out front because we just really like that space so much. And before that, it was a ghost town. It was good. There was tumbleweeds.
Oh, boy.
And everything.
We did see a couple tumbleweeds on our trip.
Yeah. They're from Russia.
It's crazy.
But now it's the place to go every night. So have your deck spray tanned. Have your deck stained by Ruffino's Painting. And while he's there, he can paint any other room in your house as well as exteriors. Ruffino's Painting, ruffinospainting.com, or you can call him 636-655-0820.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
What if every day felt like the weekend? At Innsbrook Resort, it can. Enjoy lakes, trails, golf, live music, family fun, and delicious on-site dining, all just outside St. Louis. Whether you're looking for the perfect getaway, a vacation home, a full-time residence, or a place to build your dream retreat, discover a lifestyle designed around relaxation, recreation, and connection. Learn more at innsbrook-resort.com.
Before you put your home on the market, before you have to pay money fixing it up to sell it, before you have to pay real estate commissions, call me. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I will buy your home. Any property, any condition, anywhere, and always as is. Call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. You have nothing to lose when you call Robank Properties at 314-283-0867.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants. The cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment. A moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen. A moment to find your dream, or build one. A moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It is 4:33. Time to check back in with Captain Paul. How's traffic?
Heidi, we are accident-free, and it's been a pretty quiet afternoon. Right now, 270 South is heavy from Page down to Ladue Road and between 64 and Manchester. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East bogs down at 170. 44 West is slow from the King Bridge to 5564. South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. 64 East is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. And there's road work with lane closures on 6455 West between 64 and the Poplar Street Bridge. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
The FIFA World Cup is underway, and we're happy to have the longest-running U.S. soccer broadcaster, Mr. Bill McDermott, a.k.a. Mr. Soccer, joining us with his insider view. Thanks for stopping the TV for a minute, stepping away from it, and joining us.
My pleasure, Heidi. How are you doing? Bob, Josh, how's everybody?
Fantastic, but maybe not as excited as you are. I mean, this seems like your high holy day.
Well, it's starting at Azteca Stadium, which has a tremendous reputation in the world of soccer, in Mexico, obviously. But it's the first stadium, and Mexico is the first country to host the World Cup on 3 different occasions. And the only reason I bring that up, Heidi, is that in 1970, when they first hosted, that was Brazil winning the World Cup. Pelé's very last winning cup, the time he played for Brazil. 1986 is when Maradona scored 2 goals to beat England in the quarterfinals. So it has a tremendous reputation, and Mexico lived up to it today in defeating South Africa by a score of 2-0.
What's the feeling sort of worldwide going into this event? Is it the usual suspects are going to be there? Is there real hope for some of the underdogs around the world? Is there sort of a general feel going into this World Cup?
A little bit of both, Bob, because everybody got a feature at this World Cup in the press or wherever continues to talk about the first group you mentioned. That is the top players. The top players around the world are playing in this World Cup. However, there's more games this year than there ever has been. There's 48 nations. You're playing in the dead of summer in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, which may equalize quite a few things. So, yes, there are some teams very capable as soccer-playing nations of pulling off some surprises. Namely, Morocco, I think, can really catch some people's attention. Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard playing for Norway. they might be able to get away with some things because Erling Haaland right now is a goal-scoring machine, and he is built for a short-run tournament just like this. So there's a distinct possibility, Bob, that even though some of the best players in the world are indeed playing in this World Cup, a goodly number of them are injured coming into the World Cup. So Spain got some good news today, though. Their phenom, Lamine Yamal, he started training with the team again today. I don't know if he'll be in their first 11 when they play their first game on Monday against Cape Verde. Probably not, but it remains to be seen because still some of these greatest players in the world are fit, and they're not all injured. Some of them are still ready to go, and they're all anxious to start playing.
Bill, you mentioned a player that is built for a short run like this. What does that mean, that a guy kind of gets on a roll, gets hot, gets in a zone?
Precisely, Bob. That's what happens. Well, you've seen it in basketball countless different occasions where a guy can take over a game and then games. But a player like Erling Haaland or a young player like Lamine Yamal, a player like Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane for England, who scored for Bayern Munich this year in the Bundesliga, 50 goals. Nobody in the world scores 50 goals during a regular season. But there's players like that just about in every country's roster who can really take the overall tournament by storm. And every World Cup since 1930 always has a headliner. You go back to the 50s and 60s. Oh yeah, I remember so and so in that particular World Cup, and I think that's what's going to happen in this World Cup too. It'll be known for one or two or three particular fascinating moments, but probably one player in particular.
So let's talk about the players of the United States. Who are you looking for? Who are you excited about?
Well, Christian Pulisic leads the team, Heidi. He wears number 10. He really seemed to snap out of it. 2 weekends ago against Senegal, he was in top form. Another player, Serginho Dest, who's been playing superbly wide for the United States. The left back, Anthony Robinson, probably, and I'm not being jingoistic here, one of the better left backs going to be playing in the tournament. And then, of course, our good old-time favorite from St. Louis University, playing in his second World Cup, Tim Ream. The reason I single out Tim, along with midfielders like Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie, but the reason I single out Tim is that every team in the world needs a left-footed center back. They need a player where Tim is going to be playing right in the middle of the defense to start the attack. And no one will give you a better 30, 40, 50-yard ball on the ground right at people's feet so a midfielder can turn and get into the attack than Tim Ream. Now, the goalkeeping scenario might be a little dicey, but it seems that Freeze has gotten the fancy of Coach Mauricio Pochettino instead of Turner. So we're probably going to see a 4-2-3-1 lineup. That's what Pochettino seems to fancy as of late. Now, one other scenario is who up top. There are no more Brian McBrides. How many times have we talked about this, Bob? He played in 3 World Cups consecutively, 98, 02, and 06, but there are no more players like McBride. By that I mean good with the ball at his feet, good with his back to goal, good at running at people, but in particular, great in the air. Florian Balogun seems to be taking over his spot, even wear his old shirt, number 20. So he's probably going to be in the first 11 for the United States when they take on Paraguay tomorrow. But it remains to be seen. If he's not successful, Ricardo Pepi can step in immediately.
Hey, Bill, for some of us newbies here, you keep mentioning some of the jersey numbers. Do the jersey numbers mean anything in international play like
Indeed,
this?
they do, Josh. If you're a 10 shirt, that normally means you're the creative genius on the field for your team. Case in point, Pelé, Maradona, Messi, all kinds of players like that. So we see them on a regular basis for every team. We talk about every team in the world needs a goal-scoring number 9. A 9 is usually your striker, your center forward. Now, the rest of the numbers, it's usually been 11 was a left winger, 7 was a right winger. after the 10s and 9s, they're pretty much up for grabs. Lamine Yamal wears number 19. He's a right winger. He has no business with number 19 on.
We're talking to Mr. Soccer about the World Cup. Are there other moments that we should be looking for? Are there opportunities for history to be made, or anyone on any team?
Yeah, I think so, Heidi. And the games upcoming can really prove that, and they're going to happen very quickly. I've just marked some of these down, anticipating your question. Brazil plays Morocco on Saturday at 5 o'clock. Now, everyone says, well, Brazil's won 5 World Cups. Indeed, they have. But as of late, they have seemed to be allergic to the famous yellow shirt, Josh, getting back to our shirt concept, whereas Morocco, a small country like Morocco, led by Achraf Hakimi and a goodly number of players from Paris Saint-Germain, they made it to the semifinals in 2022 in Qatar. Another game to look forward to. Germany, the next day, Sunday the 14th. We'll get a chance to see a German team that has had nothing but horrid luck in the most recent World Cups, getting knocked out in first rounds. That's unheard of for Germany. But you know what? A little side of thought here. A little side on the side. It's unbelievable. Dogs and cats sleeping together. It's Armageddon. A Chernobyl-esque meltdown. Adidas will not be the outfit, will not be the German outfit uniform after this World Cup. They're going to Nike.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, it's unheard of. Adi Dassler is, But everybody wants to see France and Spain. You can see Spain on Monday. You can see France on Tuesday. And France just has players of quality who continue to get involved in the World Cup and on the national team. Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué, and most importantly, and perhaps shockingly, another player from Bayern Munich, Michael Olise, who's playing now for France in the first 11. They will be entertaining. And, of course, everybody thinks, well, a South American team can do this again. Why not Argentina? Yes, they certainly can, because Scaloni has built up at his team a togetherness and an overall winning attitude. He knows how to manage personalities on his team, and there are many in Argentina, including His Majesty, again, number 10, Josh, Lionel Messi. Messi will not play 90 minutes of every game like he has done in past World Cups, but nonetheless, the mere fact that he's in the World Cup again, along with Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's face it, these two players, Messi and Ronaldo, playing in their 6th World Cups, have been the respective faces of this sport for 24 years. That's unheard of. Not even Pelé had a run like that. So on my continuing theme of being able to see great players, you'll be able to do it almost every day in this opening round.
Well, I love hearing your excitement. You can, of course, watch USA versus Paraguay tomorrow night at 7 on Fox and Peacock. Thank you so much for stepping away from that TV and joining us.
Anytime, Heidi. Bob, Josh, see you later.
Thanks, Bill.
You know, there's probably still time to get a ticket and go see one of these games in person. Altair Travel can help you with that. They can help you with flights. They can help you find your booking. They can plan a lot of things for you. Now, when I've traveled with Altair, I got to tell you, I was so surprised because they handle all of the stuff, and they even gave us a little gift card for coffee when we got to the airport. This is how kind they are. This is what they think of. They think of all that little extra stuff that maybe you don't think about. Altair Travel and Cruises has been doing this for an awfully long time, and they have so many different agents there, more than 30, and each one has a specialty. So if you know where you're going to go, they'll put you with that agent, and then you just start working out that dream plan. But like I mentioned, if you want to go and see a soccer game over these next couple of weeks, call Altair Travel. They can help you book that flight, 314-968-9600. Or maybe you want to stay away from all of the soccer and you want to go stick your toes in the sand somewhere. Altair Travel can find you the perfect all-inclusive resort, whether it's here or elsewhere. 314-968-9600. You can also check out all the featured destinations at altairtravel.com.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Since 1976, thousands of businesses have relied upon the tax reduction strategies provided by Capital Advisory Group to help them keep more of what they earn, reduce their tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. Hi, I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group, and the author of the 2 #1 best-selling books on taxes, Keep What's Yours and Keeping What's Yours. We're celebrating 50 years helping small businesses grow and thrive by minimizing the financial risk to their businesses, reducing their tax liability, and growing their wealth using strategic tax planning. The Fed is hinting that inflation and interest rates will continue to rise in the months ahead. If you're relying on investment advice from someone who isn't familiar with the tax strategy and feel like you might be paying more than your fair share in taxes, give us a call, 636-394-5524, capitaladvisorygrp.com. Again, the number is 636-394-5524.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at STLMedWeightLoss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
This is Mariah, 3rd generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at WowDiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It is 10 minutes before 5. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Well, we have a crash on 70 East at 141, blocking the 4 left lanes with a bumper-to-bumper jam back to 5th Street in St. Charles. An accident on 170 North at Ladue Road is causing a stop-and-go back up to Galleria Parkway. 270 South is heavy from Olive down to Manchester. 6455 East is jammed between the Poplar Street Bridge and King Bridge. 64 West crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East bogs down at 170. 170. 44 West is slow between the King Bridge and 5564. South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. And 64 East is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, if you haven't noticed, St. Louis summer is here. It is warm. Now, a cold front is apparently coming through, and there are some severe thunderstorm warnings, but you know that heat is going to be back before you know it, and that's why you need to make sure that air conditioning is running right. HVAC systems are complex, and staying on top of things, that is really important, and that's why you need a team that you can trust, and I think I've found the best in the business with Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. It's a company that's been around since 1979. They are honest, and they are local, family-owned, and that's the values that they use. They also use fair and common sense pricing. I mean, obviously, it's an expensive thing. Nobody wants to have to replace an air conditioner, an HVAC system, but Indoor Comfort Team is going to work hard to maintain fair and reasonable pricings for the everyday working families. That's what's important to them. Also, one of Indoor Comfort Team's biggest strengths is real customer service. You get a real person on the other end of the phone. How often can you say that happens? No automated systems. You don't have to press 1 to talk to whoever. The company is fully staffed and genuinely tries to help customers even over the phone when it's possible. So Indoor Comfort Team is a true service company. Service comes first. They focus on helping people and not just selling them equipment, and that's one of the many reasons that I turn to Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. You can reach the team at 314-894-8200. That's 314-894-8200, or find them online at indoorcomfortteam.com.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Well, Heidi and Bob, back in the day, on this date, June 11th, 1742. 1742. This is what, 1776? It's 30 years before.
That's before he moved across the Appalachians. That was Daniel Boone times on the East Coast.
Benjamin Franklin invented the stove.
Whoa. The stove?
The stove.
How many things did he invent?
What did we cook on?
I don't know.
Rock?
No, you open fire with a kettle.
I was going to say, yeah.
Right?
That probably.
Now, okay, hang on. My wife asked me to turn off the range the other day. Okay? Stove, oven, range, cooktop. What do you guys call it?
I call it stove, but range is
probably
correct.
correct, yeah.
When you say stove, what are you talking about?
The whole kit and caboodle.
The whole thing.
The whole big thing.
The whole thing.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. But
And
that's
sometimes
wrong.
I say there's a
it's wrong.
burner still on.
Yeah, burners.
Yeah.
But the range, that's the top part. The stove is the top part. The oven's the inside.
Correct.
Okay.
Those are all correct, and I still do it the way the old folks did it.
Yeah. Well, what about the chicken, Bob? 1979. John Wayne passed away of lung and stomach cancer. 72 years old, 1979.
He beat cancer a couple times, but the third one got him.
E.T. came out on this date in 1982.
Wow.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off came out on this date in 1980. Bob? Six. You got it. And Steven Spielberg must love June 11th because Jurassic Park came out on this date in
I wonder
1990.
what the meaning is of that, because that is interesting.
Well, Jaws was the first summer blockbuster, so maybe he was still out here. Here's another blockbuster.
Yeah.
Go enjoy it.
And it's got to be on a Friday, right? 93, a Friday was June 11th. We're almost there. Tomorrow's Friday. 1990, Bob, 43-year-old Nolan Ryan pitched his sixth no-hitter, making him the oldest man to throw one. That record was broken the following year by
Nolan Ryan.
How cool is that?
At 44 years old, that record has not been touched.
Of course not. Do you think it ever will?
No, because guys don't even throw complete games anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially at that position. 2002, the very first season of American Idol premiered. I was watching.
I've never watched a single episode of American Idol.
American Idol?
I've been a voice girl.
I think I've seen parts of it.
Well, The Voice didn't come out for 10 more
I
years.
know.
after
I didn't like the way the judges were mean.
They were mean.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know, somebody chasing their dreams, and that's why I kind of leaned towards The Voice, because they were very kind and always, even if they didn't pass them through, they said, you know, kind of uplifting things
Come
to
back
them.
next year.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but I think that's absolutely correct, and maybe that's why I gravitated to the other.
Ryan Seacrest and...
I don't remember his name. He didn't last long.
I don't either. Wasn't he a St. Louis guy, though?
I don't know.
Pretty sure. And then 2010, on this date, June 11th. Texters, by the way, who was the other co-host of the first season of Idol before Ryan Seacrest pushed him out? 84126.
I think they decided 2 was too many because it was wasting time.
2010, on this date, the rest of the planet outside of South Africa was introduced to the Vuvuzela.
Oh, I remember it well.
There are some dark days in history.
Yes, there are.
I had one.
Of course
Are you
did.
surprised, Heidi? No.
No.
On this date, June 11th.
My name is Dan Head, owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. This combination makes us unique in the market. Essentially, if you dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality. Give us a call at 314-822-3232 or visit us at our Kirkwood showroom or online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
When you own a Patriot sunroom, you've got outdoor living indoors.
Don't miss the summer sale going on all month long at Appliance Discounters. Come in today and save, and they'll deliver it tomorrow. Savings up to 60% off select models. In addition to their sales prices, Appliance Discounters is having huge factory rebates on select models. They have a 50,000 square foot warehouse full of savings. Just come by one of their 6 showrooms and they'll show you why they're called the Appliance Discounters. Appliance Discounters with 6 locations or online at theappliancediscounters.com.
Cards fans ready to dress for the occasion? Well, Friday, June 26th, as the Cardinals take on the Miami Marlins, you'll get a brand new all-over Prince shirt. But that's just the start. You'll also get the matching shorts, too. It's not just a shirt, but a full summer set that brings a tropical twist to game night and makes waves in the stands. Available in medium and XL while supplies last. More details and tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
Hot town, summer in the city.
KTRS St. Louis.
Streaming live at KTRS.com.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After weeks of stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran, President Trump announcing a final deal is close, he says, and could be signed as early as this weekend. ABC's Louis Martinez says the president called off his threat to carry out new military strikes tonight and says Iran has been taking a pounding.
What does he mean by a pounding? Well, he's talking about the airstrikes we saw last night. And there was a lot of telegraphing about these airstrikes. You normally don't hear in advance that the United States is going to be carrying out military action, but you heard both the President and Defense Secretary Hegseth talking about these actions taking place and that there was a rationale for them, which was to get Iran towards moving along with the talks that had been stalled for weeks.
Stocks surging and oil prices fell on hopes of a possible peace deal. The president has nominated former SEC chair and current U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton to be the next director of national intelligence. Bill Pulte, tapped as acting D&I director, is receiving bipartisan pushback, including failed votes today to extend FISA's critical surveillance tools set to expire tomorrow. Here's ABC's Catherine Falders.
Of course, the House and the Senate have both left, so we'll have to see. But this is what's very clear about this is Trump and the White House understanding that FISA wasn't going to get through by the end of the week, and that even though Trump was saying that Bill Pulte would serve in an acting role, that really wasn't going to do him any favors on Capitol Hill. He needed to make a decision, and he needed to make a decision on this quickly.
At the Pentagon today, a partial lockdown earlier has been lifted. Hazmat crews responding to a potential air quality incident at the facility. That issue triggered by sensors. The Pentagon says tests determined it was a false alarm. The World Cup officially underway. Mexico beating South Africa in the first match today in Mexico City. Tomorrow night, the first U.S.-hosted match takes place in Los Angeles, the U.S. taking on Paraguay. You're listening to ABC News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
One thing, I try to do is not think about all the money I have to spend. But sometimes it goes through your head and you think, I got to buy this, I got to spend money on that. But the money that you spent on your house is probably the biggest single purchase you've ever made. So it makes sense to protect it. And you know what? There might be things going on up top there on the roof that you can't see. Allen Roofing can. They don't even have to go up there. They can send some drones up to have a look, find out the problem, give a diagnosis, sit down with you and say, what shall we do from here to protect that asset of yours that you spent all that money on? It only makes sense, whether it's a roof, whether it's siding, tuck pointing, anything to do with the outside of your house. They will help you protect it. Find them online at aroofing.net.
92 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch. Details in our forecast coming up. 5 people were rescued overnight from an apartment fire in Blackjack. Firefighters were called to the burning building on Whisper Lake Drive just after midnight. The cause is being investigated. The Missouri Attorney General's office is continuing its fight against unregulated opioids. Relax Relief Rejuvenate Trading and its owner, Dustin Robinson, have agreed to suspend all in-state sales of 7-0 and other Kratom products effective immediately. The Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation will be hosting a grand opening and open house for the JJK Food, Agriculture, and Nutrition Intervention Center. That's next Wednesday. This event marks the opening of a facility designed to educate, empower, and inspire youth and families through hands-on experiences in agriculture, nutrition, and STEM-based learning. Joyner Kersey says the center should make it easier for citizens to get healthy food on the table.
We have a commercial kitchen in there, being able to do things with our parents and people that have their own gardens that might want to get their products, into the grocery store, that now we have an outlet for them, being the Jackie Joyner Kersey Food, Agriculture, and Innovation Center.
State Representative Bill Owen has been selected to serve as the next chairman of the Missouri House Budget Committee. He currently serves as the chairman of the House Committee on Financial Institutions. The Northside Youth and Senior Services Center broke ground today on a new community center in the tornado-ravaged area of North St. Louis.
The new facility will be built on a vacant parcel along Moffett Avenue. The new facility will include a commercial kitchen, program space for youth and seniors, offices, and community gathering areas. The center is expected to allow the nonprofit to roughly double its service capacity, including expanding meal programs and youth programming. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter No Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Urban Chestnut Brewing Company and the Missouri Historical Society have announced the release of the new I Am St. Louis Pilsner Collection. The new collectible beer series celebrates the people, places, and moments that shaped St. Louis. Now the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 929 points to 50,848, NASDAQ up 640 at 25,809, and the S&P 500 up 127 at 7,394. Now let's check in with Paul for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Steve, the Cardinals had their 6-game winning streak snapped today as they fall to the Mets 5-4 in New York. Juan Soto's solo homer in the 7th snapped a 4-4 tie. Alec Burleson, Lars Nootbaar, and Jimmy Crooks homered for the Cards. Mizzou football announced the television windows for next season's SEC slate. Mississippi State and Kentucky will be night games. Ole Miss and Oklahoma will be afternoon kickoffs, while Texas A&M and Texas will be early morning windows. Florida, Georgia, and Arkansas are all listed as flex start times. And check out our CarShield Sportsplex Summer of Soccer updates all day today with the World Cup underway, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Regazzi's. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. There's a crash on 70 East at 141, blocking the 4 left lanes with a bumper-to-bumper jam back to 5th Street. Estimated clearance time is 5:30. 70 West is jammed between 270 and 141. 270 South heavy from 64 to Manchester. 6455 East is jammed between the Poplar Street Bridge and King Bridge. 64 West crowded from Kings Highway to McCausland. 64 East bogs down at 170. 44 West is slow between the King Bridge and 5564. South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. And 64 East is congested between Illinois 111 and 157. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 9 p.m. We have a 90% chance for showers and thunderstorms tonight, mainly before 11 o'clock, an overnight low in the mid-60s. Sunny tomorrow and cooler. Tomorrow's high, 85. Right now at 5:08, we have partly cloudy skies, 90 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport, a heat index of 99. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com.
Inland Marine Boats in Barnard has been serving your boating needs for 40 years. Hi, I'm Jim, and this is my son, Ryan.
Remember, you only get 18 summers with your kids. Make the most of them with a boat from Inland Marine Boats, your Mercury Marine dealer.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Brendan Sorsby, a quarterback for Texas Tech, admitted to betting on his own team, but a judge recently ruled he'll be able to play this season anyway. Stuart Mandel is the editor-in-chief of college football coverage for The Athletic and joins us to discuss, is this one of the craziest stories you've ever covered?
Yes, and that's saying something given how many crazy things have happened in college sports over the last 5 years in particular. But I just think nobody in a million years thought anybody can file a lawsuit and request an injunction, but nobody in a million years thought this one would actually be granted.
Right.
So I'm curious. I know why Sorsby did it and why Texas Tech wants it. It seemed like the judge in talking about his ruling, Stuart, was that it was it was kind of. What did he say? Something about that, was going to hold back this kid's futures and that sort of thing, as opposed to citing case law. I don't know, as an amateur, well, I watch Law and Order, but can you explain the judge's ruling in a sensible way?
No, because he himself didn't give any explanation. I have had to become a bit of a amateur legal scholar to follow all the lawsuits. The NCAA is constantly being sued, constantly injunctions are being requested by athletes for various reasons. And usually when that injunction is either granted or not granted, the judge issues a pretty long order that kind of goes point by point through both sides' arguments and lays out the case law and why he, is siding with which side he is. This was just a 3-page document that basically regurgitate. I mean, the whole case, the whole argument that his lawyers was making was basically, we think this is too harsh. He's got an addiction. He's in treatment. Instead of missing being away from the team for the whole season would be really bad for his mental health. So how about a 2-game suspension instead? And the judge basically bought it hook, line, and sinker. And his order just kind of spells out the conditions. It doesn't really explain why he arrived at that decision.
What do we know about the judge? Where did he go to college?
I know we're going to go conspiracy theories here, but actually, and this is in Lubbock County where Texas Tech is, the original judge was a huge Texas Tech guy and he recused himself.
Okay.
And so they brought in this judge who has been retired since 2012, who was in Fort Worth and has no known ties to Texas Tech that we can find, right? So it's not, I'm sure if you go looking far enough, you'll find some sort of reason to have the conspiracy, but that doesn't seem to be that obvious here.
I just wanted to check the box.
Just wait, because in about 5 minutes, I'm going to bring up all the oil money that's in Texas, hovering around Texas Tech. But I'm curious, does the NCAA have rules against gambling on your own team?
Yes, they have the same rules that every pro sports league, the same rules like ban Pete Rose for life in Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, not only can you not bet on your own team, you can't bet on other sports at your own school. And the amazing thing about that lawsuit is they flat out offered up, they didn't try to hide anything. They offered up his entire betting history, in which not only did he, bet on placed 40 bets on Indiana football when he was redshirting that season there. He was betting on Indiana basketball. He was betting on Cincinnati basketball when he was at Cincinnati. You name the violation, he committed it. And again, the whole basis of the lawsuit was, we know that. We aren't denying that. We still think banning him for the whole season is detrimental. It's going to do damage to him. And that's what the judge said. He needs this injunction because if he can't participate on the team, it's going to do serious damage to him.
We're talking to Stuart Mandel, the editor-in-chief of college football coverage for The Athletic. What does all of this say about the NCAA's authority in general? If they can't really control this, what can they control?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a years-long situation or drama in which once plaintiffs' lawyers figured out they could sue the NCAA in state court instead of federal court, it's not gone well. And so the larger issue right now, or the larger crusade you see to get Congress to pass give them some sort of antitrust exemption. There was a House bill that's been on the floor forever. There's a new Senate bill all aimed at that. Like, hey, the NCAA is powerless right now. They need the authority to make and enforce their own rules without getting sued every time. And so for something like this, which there's really no gray area, you can't sit here and argue, well, they apply that rule inconsistently or it's too subjective or that rule is as clear as it gets. It's probably the one rule that 99.9% of the country sides with the NCAA on. So if they can't enforce that, it does raise the question of what can they enforce?
It's their sport, so I don't understand. It's their thing. Why they can't run it the way that they run it. I still don't understand why Mark McGuire testified in front of Congress about taking steroids in baseball. But when other teams, either in the Big 12 or in other conferences, say, well, we don't want to schedule these. If they're going to run this kid out there, we don't want to schedule their team. We don't want to play Texas Tech. I say, well, great. The market is responding. But Ken Paxton, who's the Attorney General of Texas, he's also running for Senate in the state of Texas in November. He said that if the Big 12 retaliates against Texas Tech, he's going to retaliate against the Big 12.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this thing is got all kinds of. I mean, the name we haven't mentioned yet that's the most relevant here is Cody Campbell. He is a former Texas Tech player who became an oil billionaire and is the board chair of Texas Tech, and also just on a one-man crusade to buy his team championships. He is also deeply involved in the congressional stuff, the politics. He was part of crafting Donald Trump's executive order last year. And so no doubt in my mind that, if we dig deep in the campaign donations databases, we will find that there's some sort of connection there with Ken Paxton.
I've said this on the air here recently, but for you, for the first time, this will be the first time or the only time I will say we need help from the government. And can they act quickly enough, and can they get a bill passed to help college sports regain some sort of sanity that people like you and I grew up following?
The main bill that's been at the forefront since at least, middle of last year in the House is the SCORE Act.
Yeah.
And there have been several starts and stops where they thought was about to go for vote. And then some caucus or somebody, objects, and they don't have enough votes and they have to take it back. Just recently, about 2-3 weeks ago, we got the Ted Cruz, Maria Cantwell Senate version of that. And that seems to be moving pretty quickly. But even there, I mean, the problem with asking Congress to help on this or to save you on this is, it's just not that important an issue to them. It's a hugely important issue to everybody in college sports. But nobody in D.C. is going to lose an election because they didn't support the Protect College Sports Act.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just constantly trying to express the urgency. And so yes, when something like this happens, they go, see what we're talking about? We can't even enforce a basic gambling law. Help.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to keep trying. But to this point, they've spent years and millions of dollars lobbying Congress, and thus far hasn't resulted in anything.
Wow.
I know we've heard from the coaches at Texas Tech. What about the president of the university? What does this say for even students? Okay, I cheated on my test. Can I still get an A? What is the school itself saying about this?
Glad you asked. That's a good one. Last year, the NCAA briefly was able to change their whole gambling policy to where, hey, we get it. Like, gambling is legal in a lot of places now. These apps are pervasive. So athletes will no longer be punished if they bet on pro sports. They still can't bet on their sports, college sports. They can bet on pro sports. And there was a bit of a revolt, and 2/3 of the members overturned that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the schools that participated in the overturning of it was Texas Tech. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, the president of Texas Tech writes an open letter to the community about why they're supporting Brendan Thorsby. And in it, he says, the NCAA's laws or NCAA's rules regarding gambling are out of date and have not caught up to all the changes in legalization of gambling. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Mm.
So,
wow.
Bob mentioned it just a second ago. Sanity. Can we bring sanity back to this issue right now? The kid gambled at least 40 times on his own team. You mentioned that he gambled on other teams at the schools that he attended. This is clearly against all the rules in the book. So why is Texas Tech going so far out on the limb? Is this kid worth this?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the biggest, I think they were, first of all, pretty naive to what the reaction would be if this did. I think most people weren't really paying attention because it just seemed like a frivolous lawsuit. I don't think they accounted for just how much the backlash would be if he got that ruling. And so far, at least, they've just been defiant. They've dug an even deeper hole. I think the biggest issue for them is the kid got I don't know an exact number I can report. What we've been saying is at least $4 million deal to come there, $4 million NIL deal from Cincinnati. And it's unclear if they can get out of it. Frankly, it would have been easier if they had just said if they just kicked him off the team in the first place and said, you've put your eligibility at risk, you've embarrassed our school, we're canceling your contract. But now that he has been ruled eligible and they have supported it,
oh boy,
yeah,
I don't think they can get out of it.
Oh, man.
Are they willing to pay $4 million to make him go away? I don't think so.
When I heard that he was gambling, I said, well, this kid's toast. And then when I heard that he gambled on his own team, I said, well, that's the end of that. And then, boy, this is probably one of the biggest whiplashes I've ever gotten. But when it comes to NIL deals, since these are, is Texas Tech a public university? Do they have to disclose how much money is being passed around here?
That would be nice if they did.
They don't?
To this point, there have been some attempts, but to this point, universities around the country, public universities, have been very adamant that the kids' NIL deals, athletes' NIL deals, are protected by student privacy laws.
Wow.
Is there a salary? Is there a salary cap?
There are challenges to that. There are legal challenges out there right now, but as of right now, the only way we in the media have seen individual players' NIL contracts is when somebody sues someone and they have to put it in there. But Texas Tech is probably the most candid about how much they've been bragging about how much they're spending. So I do think it's very credible to say it's at least $4 million, maybe even $5 million
for 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah, for 1 year. Yeah.
And is there a cap on how much each team can spend?
Technically, allegedly, there is so you have two. Not to bore people, but since the House settlement last year, there's now kind of two different buckets. There's the school is allowed to pay their athletes up to $20.5 million a year, total across all the athletes. And then there's outside third-party NIL deals. And it's the third-party NIL deals that they just can't get control of. Those numbers just keep going up and up and up. So technically that would be considered, in the pros, a cap workaround. College is still struggling to figure out how to enforce that.
Wow. Stuart, before we let you go, I heard you had a St. Louis connection.
I do. I'm happily married to a St. Louis native. We got married at the Missouri Botanical Garden.
Oh, cool.
And I've spent much time in Creve Coeur in particular.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
she hasn't made you move back home yet.
We're out here in the Bay Area. I like St. Louis, but gosh, it is hard to convince somebody to move back from the Bay Area to St. Louis. I know that sounds shocking.
Well, next time you're in town, swing by the studio. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, with all this talk about money, here's the question. Does this kid have a good tax guy? If he's making $5 million a year. But Jeff
I doubt he even knows.
A lot of those kids need it.
Yeah.
And there's going to be kids in big trouble eventually.
Big trouble. They have conversations with incoming NFL players and NBA and Major League Baseball to say, hey, you're getting money for the first time. Here's how you handle it. Well, try doing that with someone who's 4 years more immature. So this is big deal. But Jeff Zufall said on the weekend show, Keep What's Yours, Saturdays at 3, by the way, co-hosted by yours truly. He said that there's a new rule regarding gambling losses. Before you could cover your winnings with your losings, now you can only cover up to 90%. Federal government has said any which way you cut it, whoever actually has gambling winnings, but you can only use 90% of your losses. So you have to pay them at least 10% of any of your gambling winnings. So how about that? These are rules that you have to know as you lead your life, and there's plenty more where that came from. Do you know a good tax guy? I do. Jeff Zufall. Capital Advisory Group, capitaladvisorygrp.com, 636-394-5524.
One thing, I try to do is not think about all the money I have to spend. But sometimes it goes through your head and you think, I got to buy this, I got to spend money on that. But the money that you spent on your house is probably the biggest single purchase you've ever made. So it makes sense to protect it. And you know what? There might be things going on up top there on the roof that you can't see. Allen Roofing can. They don't even have to go up there. They could send some drones up to have a look, find out the problem, give a diagnosis, sit down with you and say, what shall we do from here to protect that asset of yours that you spent all that money on? It only makes sense, whether it's a roof, whether it's siding, tuck pointing, anything to do with the outside of your house. They will help you protect it. Find them online at aroofing.net.
Okay, you've decided you want to get away, you want to travel, you want to see the world. Let Altair Travel and Cruises handle all the details. You handle all the fun. You don't know where to stay. You don't have to worry about transfers. What about your luggage? What about a tour guide? You don't want a tour guide. Lewis and Clark had a tour guide. You're in a different country. You want to go see the Sistine Chapel. You're going to need a tour guide. Let Altair Travel handle all those details. You handle all the fun. 314-968-9600. Altair Travel or altairtravel.com.
Jill Farmer here with Dan Head, the owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Both companies really offer a lot for customers, don't they?
Combining the capabilities of Patriot and Luna allows us to create any outdoor space you imagine. Essentially, if you can dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality and add value to your home.
Call 314-822-3232 for a free consultation or come visit their Kirkwood showroom online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
For nearly a century, tradition meant something different at K. Zander Jewelry. 3 generations and a reputation built on trust, expertise, and exceptional customer service throughout Greater St. Louis. Kimberly Zander is bringing legacy to a bold new level with a second location at the District in Chesterfield. K. Zander Jewelry The Studio is an intimate approach to fine jewelry blending modern design, personal expression, and AI innovation. Join Kimberly and designer Lindsay Oot for the grand opening celebration, Saturday, June 13th. K. Zander The Studio at the District.
Summer has a way of bringing people together. Backyard barbecues, open patios, sunlight filling your favorite rooms. It's the season when your home takes center stage. And if your windows or doors are showing their age, there's never been a better time to refresh the spaces you enjoy most. Imagine more natural light in your favorite rooms, a patio door that glides effortlessly, and a home that's ready for everything summer brings. That's the difference beautifully crafted replacement windows and doors can make, adding comfort, style, and lasting value to the place you love most. Right now, buy one window or door and get one window or door 40% off. Call now to see how affordable summer comfort and style can be with flexible financing options available. From the moment you schedule your appointment, you'll experience the attention to detail and world-class service that's helped make Renewal by Andersen one of the most trusted names in home improvement. Schedule your free window and door diagnosis by June 30th. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyandersen.com today. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
This June, we're turning the volume up on love, pride, and community. Join us all month long as we celebrate Pride Month, honoring authenticity, equality, and the voices that make us stronger together. From all of us at the Big 550 KTRS, Happy Pride Month. Meep, meep.
It is 5:30. Traffic has been a bear. What are you seeing at this hour?
Heidi's still following a crash on 70 East at 141. Right now it's blocking the left lane only with a bumper-to-bumper jam back to 5th Street. 70 West is jammed between 270 and 141. An accident on 44 West at Lindbergh has been cleared with residual congestion back to Barry. 270 South is heavy from 64 to Manchester. 6455 East is jammed between the Poplar Street Bridge and King Bridge. 64 West crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East bogs down from McKnight to Big Bend. 44 West is slow between the King Bridge and 5564. And 64 East is slow between Illinois 111 and 157. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I mentioned earlier I got a text from my mom saying that she had vacationed at Fox Springs Lodge, but I also got another text that she's at the Lincoln Tomb in Springfield, Illinois. She's been on this fun trip since last Friday. She comes home tomorrow, but their final stop is Springfield, Illinois, and I'm hoping they get to see as much of it as possible because a couple hours is not enough to really take in everything that Springfield, Illinois has to offer, especially this year when they're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Route 66. There's so much to see and do. They've got the Bob Waldmeier art exhibit, which is incredible, and he really is the most well-known American artist who has portrayed Route 66. So that's really cool. We've got photo exhibits as well. You have the Route 66 Submerged, which is the sunken road. That's really fun. There's all kinds of things going on throughout the year that you can learn more about at visitspringfieldillinois.com. But then anytime is a great time to go to Springfield, Illinois, because it does truly celebrate Lincoln. You can step back in time when history comes alive, or swing by the library and museum, which is just incredible. And you could stay there for days with all the artifacts and the stories of Lincoln from his boyhood to his presidency. Again, you can plan out your trip, where to eat, what to do at visitspringfieldillinois.com.
A goal!
It's time for a CarShield Sportsplex 2026 Summer of Soccer Update.
Presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's.
We finally have a result to tell you about. All of the hype led us to the opener down in Mexico City. Mexico 2-0 winners against South Africa. That final result, not a surprise. Maybe the fact there were 3 red cards in the game, a bit of a surprise. Another one tonight, it's in Guadalajara. It's a late night kickoff. Korea and Czechia. That's South Korea and Czechia, as they will kick at 9 o'clock tonight. The U.S. will play tomorrow, and one other match as well. We'll see Canada take on Bosnia at 2 o'clock. This CarShield Sportsplex Summer of Soccer Update presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's. Also brought to you by Gloria Lou at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, Fairmont on Clayton, Yinzer Family Dental, and Dents Express on the Big 550.
In soccer, one sound can change everything. 1 billion people hear that sound and instantly know what it means. Every driver knows that sound. Nobody wants surprises. That's why there's CarShield. When a breakdown strikes your engine, transmission, or other major systems, CarShield helps protect you from costly surprises. So save the drama for the pitch. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Ragazzi's, the oldest Italian-American restaurant on the hill, is your World Cup headquarters. Streaming every World Cup match live on all new TVs. Come watch a game and hold our own trophy, the world-famous 32-ounce Ragazzi's Fish Bowl. All your classic Italian favorites served with flavor and hospitality that generations have loved. And during U.S. games, when the U.S. scores, you score a free order of their famous toasted ravioli. Must be present to redeem. Make your plans to catch all the World Cup action this summer at Ragazzi's.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
President Trump has threatened to seize Iranian island, vital to oil experts, as ceasefires kind of wobble. Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent in Jerusalem, joins us with the latest. President Trump has also canceled planned military strikes. What's going on today?
Wow, this is really a kind of whiplash. War, peace, a deal and no deal. And the latest is that President Trump, as you said, has called off those strikes. And now he has announced that the U.S. is very close to signing a deal. In fact, he said that he talked to the Israeli prime minister already, that a deal signing ceremony will be coming up somewhere, possibly in Europe. We're waiting to hear what will come out of the Israeli prime minister's office. Nothing official yet. We do know that earlier sources told us the prime minister was surprised by President Trump's tweet saying that a deal was imminent, that the Israelis had not been looped in to any kind of process or approval process. So a kind of confusion here, but I mean, the president is being clear, saying there's a deal and that it's going to be signed imminently. The Iranians have not really said the same thing. They said there's no deal. Now the latest report is that the Iranians are saying, well, if President Trump has accepted the deal, then we may accept the deal. But that's far from we have accepted the deal and we're going to sign.
Jordana, we've talked about this before, and I imagine I'll bring it up again more in the future. But even if a deal's signed by the extremist regime of Iran, is it worth the ink that the signature's made with? That's why I have so much trepidation by the big and long-term picture of this whole Middle East situation.
Well, I think it depends who you ask. I mean, there are clearly some in the Trump administration who do believe that a deal can be effective and verified and can curb Iran's nuclear program. Among them, for example, the vice president, J.D. Vance, who recently said, as recent as this past weekend, that, the U.S. wants a deal, a long-term deal that can curb Iran's nuclear program, and that kind of deal is possible. The president has also said that he believes a deal is possible. And I think there are people certainly in Washington that don't believe the Iranians can be trusted in and outside the administration. And then here in Israel, I would say the vast majority of leaders here across the political spectrum don't believe Iran would keep any deal they signed. Mm-hmm. And that's why for the Israelis, the only real answer for the Israelis is regime change, not something that's going to happen overnight. Mm-hmm. But until that happens, they believe that Iran will covertly continue to move towards a nuclear weapon. Now, if there's a deal in place that has a lot of teeth and can be verified, then maybe you can hold off the Iranians for a decade or more. And that's a substantial amount of time when many people think this regime won't survive another decade because it is so ruthless and brutal and totalitarian and corrupt, and it doesn't serve its people. So, maybe a deal for 10 years is good enough. I think there's debate about whether the Iranians, whether a deal is efficient or not.
And what is the deal? I mean, he said that yesterday, he said that we're taking oil out of Iran, which came as news to everybody. Then he said that he's going to take over Karg Island, which is where all of Iran's refineries are. Is it an oil deal? Is it a deal to open the strait?
Right, all good questions. First of all, I think the president was just really making harsh threats when he said he'll take over Karg Island. I mean, for the Iranians, if the U.S. controlled Karg Island, it's game over. That is the island where Iran produces and stores almost all of its oil exports. So if you control that island, that's it. So I think the president was trying to, make a very serious threat there, which obviously he did not follow through with, because now he's called off those strikes and he's saying that we're close to a deal. It's certain that this framework deal will at least it will claim to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That is the top priority, is to get the Strait of Hormuz open again. And there's a lot of questions there as well. Will it be open and free and safe for everyone? Will there be some kind of joint control over the strait by some international body? Certainly, I don't think the president would accept Iran being in charge of the Strait of Hormuz or charging money to get through the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
I think another big question is whether the United States is going to put any money up front to get this framework deal in some kind of rebuilding or reparations fund or unfreezing assets or lifting sanctions. The president's been clear he's not going to do that. The Iranians want money. I guess we're going to have to wait and see, if and when this framework is signed, what exactly is in there.
I feel like, and Jordana, tell me if you feel the same way, that this is the boy who cried wolf. How many times is there a count that we've said that we have a deal, we're going to sign a deal? I mean, it feels like we've done this over and over again, and then it all falls through.
I know. I agree. I agree. I think the president has said it at least a dozen times since April 8th.
So once again, we just wait and see if any of this comes to fruition.
Yep.
Jordana, we always appreciate your insight. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thanks. We'll talk soon. Yeah. Bye now.
Let's talk about something good. And there is so much good happening at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. I mean, you never want to be there. You don't want to see your kid going through anything that is difficult. But if they are, Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital is the best place they can possibly be. They're always ranked in the top hospitals in the country. And part of that is just the care that they offer. It's not just, the needles and the actual surgeries. It's the care they get from the surgeons to the nurses to the doctors to the therapists and everybody surrounding them. And when I was there just doing stories over the years, it was amazing to me how much time they take, even just to get a child kind of comfortable. So instead of just going at them with, all kinds of tubes and things, they would kind of play with some noodles because it felt the same way, wet noodles, as kind of the tubes, and get them comfortable. They go through so many extra steps, and it really is a very special place when you're caring for children. And thanks to the Cardinal Glennon Children's Foundation, they're allowed to purchase state-of-the-art equipment. They're able to open new programs and do just incredible things. But of course, that comes from your generosity and different companies' generosity. You can learn more. You can read some of the incredible stories about maybe a child who has overcome something that they thought was impossible, or a doctor doing something that maybe they thought was impossible at Glennon.org.
Are you looking for a deck? I am. And you know who I turn to? Outdoor Living and Pat Leahy. They've been a sponsor for a long time, and they've done some other projects for me, but this one's the big one. It's going to have metal framing, composite decking, and when it's all said and done, he's going to put a 50-year warranty on it. Not because I'm his spokesperson for all these years, but because I am a customer. Outdoor Living takes care of St. Louis, so if you're looking for a deck that will survive the heat and the winter and the sun and everything else, Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. Outdoor Living, or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I want to buy your home. Any property, any condition, and always as is. I will pay top dollar with no contingencies and no inspections. You walk away with cash. So don't waste time and money making repairs and paying real estate commissions. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Or go to robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
What if every day felt like the weekend? At Innsbrook Resort, it can. Enjoy lakes, trails, golf, live music, family fun, and delicious on-site dining, all just outside St. Louis. Whether you're looking for the perfect getaway, a vacation home, a full-time residence, or a place to build your dream retreat, discover a lifestyle designed around relaxation, recreation, and connection. Learn more at innsbrook-resort.com.
You know that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk a little entertainment news. Saturday Night Live writer Jim Downing reflected on his time on the show during a panel discussion at the Tribeca Film Festival over the weekend. He told the audience that O.J. Simpson would call the head of NBC every Sunday over jokes Norm Macdonald made at his expense on Weekend Update. I'm not surprised. And of course, Downey helped him write those. Both men were eventually let go, but I don't know if it was because of that.
Oh, I think it was, right? Isn't that the story?
I think that was part of it, and Norm's just kind of weird anyway. But they were so funny.
Yeah.
Who was the head of NBC that used to be the sports guy?
Ebersol?
Yeah, Dick Ebersol. Yeah. And OJ and him were buddies.
Yeah.
So.
Really?
I'm going to stand by that.
Okay. All right. Tim Allen revealed why a possible home improvement reboot hasn't come to fruition. He said they keep talking about how it could move forward, but they get stuck because there are some personality problems right now with the boys. He went on to say the actors who played his on-screen sons, Zachary, Ty, Brian, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and Taron Nolan Smith, have their own issues. As for the concept of the reboot, he said that he always thought it would be cool if it was a story about the three Taylor sons. It's a little challenging right now, to put it mildly.
Well, the big challenge was that they all have to deal with 3 names.
I don't understand why that's the case. Isn't that weird?
It's very weird.
That's so too.
Must have been a 90s thing.
Maybe. If you're wondering why Bowen Yang left Saturday Night Live in the middle of the season, because I have always wondered.
Yeah.
It's because he wanted to leave at the end of the last season, but Lorne Michaels convinced him to stay a little longer.
Just the grind of it, I guess? Or just got tired of it?
Yeah.
That happens to some of them.
And I read that he said he felt like he wasn't getting, enough credit for all the... He was in all the sketches.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could have gotten more, but,
Did he say that, though, or are you reading about what...
I am paraphrasing.
Yeah,
okay.
But
right.
that was the gist of it.
Taylor Swift attended the Toy Story 5 premiere, and she brought a VHS copy of the original movie for the cast to sign, which I think is so cute.
It is.
Was it one of those soft kind of the clamshell? Remember how Disney always had those soft
That's right.
clamshell
That's
VHS
interesting.
cases?
Well, speaking of celebs who are also fans, Lainey Wilson finally met Tim McGraw at CMA Fest after being a fan since she was a kid, and she even wrote him a letter but never got it. So now, 20 years later, Tim says he responded as if he had received the letter back then and what he would have said. He also is going to write a song about it. They performed I Like It, I Love It on stage together, which was kind of fun.
He's had a terrific career, and I'm a fan. I wish he would act more.
Yeah, he's a great actor, actually. Let's do a couple birthdays.
Couple birthdays. Let's go with, let's just do these 3 right in a row. Hall of Fame Niners quarterback. You may remember him, Josh, with Kansas City. His name's Joe Montana.
Oh, Joe Montana. He was Rudy's quarterback, right? Notre Dame. I don't know if he started that game, but he was on. I think he was a freshman that year.
I don't know.
71.
75.
70. Heidi gets it. One of my favorites. I don't follow her as much as I used to. I think she's done some good work and a good career. Greta Van Susteren.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
She's been a really solid journalist.
I passed her several times when the vice presidential debate was at WashU one year.
Oh, neat.
68?
I'm going to say she's 72.
Bang, got it. Look at Heidi Glaus. She's rolling. Let's see if you can make it a clean sweep.
Okay.
The drummer from ZZ Top, the one without a beard.
Frank Beard.
Frank Beard.
Isn't that also so interesting?
How old is Frank?
79.
77.
Heidi Glaus. Recharged from vacation.
That's right,
Just
baby.
the clean sweep.
She was watching TV. She saw something.
No.
KTRS Entertainment Report. It is time to get one final check of traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, the roads are looking pretty good as rush hour winds down. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East bogs down at 170 but opens up at Big Bend. And South Broadway is closed between Repa and Arley due to utility damage. This traffic report is brought to you by the Quarry at Crystal Springs Golf Course. The Quarry at Crystal Springs delivers a convenient and affordable golf course that is a true test of any player's game. 4 sets of tees will allow players of all abilities to choose the course length that will best suit their enjoyment. Visit them today. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Hardcastle, inviting you to join me and all of our Money Talkers for our Money Talk travel presentation, June 17th, 2 p.m. at our Delta office. Our spotlight on the French Riviera, leaving next year, April 29th through May the 7th. Be here, June 17th, 2 p.m. Give my Delta office a call to make reservations. You'll enjoy the French Riviera presentation. 636-532-0484. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Jill Farmer for my friends at Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Combining the capabilities of these two excellent companies allows them to create any outdoor space you imagine. It's going to add value to your home, and you're going to love it. This makes them unique in St. Louis. Essentially, if you can dream it, they can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, their craftsmen will make it a reality. Give Patriot a call for a free design consultation, 314-822-3232, or visit their Crookwood showroom online, patriotbuildsstl.com.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
Let's wrap this Thursday up so we can move on to Friday.
All right, I've been sitting on this one for a minute, but John Williams wrote the two-note thing for Jaws for Steven Spielberg. When he played it for him the very first time, Heidi, you mentioned this, Spielberg hated it.
Oh, he was like, he thought it was a joke, didn't he? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm paying you for this?
He expected something more melodic.
Yeah.
John Williams replied, the sophistication you're asking me for is not the sophistication I just saw on that screen.
Ooh, drop the mic. And how many movies have they done together since?
That song was in that movie, and they've done, I don't know, 50 years worth of movies.
So
isn't that great?
Ever since.
I love that they have that kind of relationship. Honesty.
Honesty.
And then we talked about this the other day, tennis scores. The reason 0 is called love in tennis is most likely from the French word for egg, which is le ouf.
Oh.
Which an egg
Zero's an egg.
looks like an egg.
That's interesting.
I've always wondered.
Well done,
Thank
Josh.
you, Josh. And you guys, thank you for hanging out with us on this Thursday afternoon. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right, it's all right. Get your money all you like, it's all right, it's all right.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. We are very busy buying, selling, and trading some very impressive luxury and performance vehicles. I have bought a lot of great cars and motorcycles from Big 550 listeners this month and need more. If you have a super clean performance or luxury vehicle, what about a very low-mile everyday car? Classic car? Pristine, hard-to-find motorcycle? Entire collection? I'm interested in buying if so. Hop on our site and submit your vehicle, MasterCarsInc.com. We'll reach out right away. It's okay if you still owe money. We'll make the payoff on your behalf and cut a check for your equity. Very simple, all local, all face-to-face. We buy, sell, and trade every day.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancel.